Welcome everybody to the Top 3 Sports Podcast. Today is a kind of bittersweet episode,
Yeah.
but you're gonna go along and check through this with me, Jerry, and your other host.
Matt, let's go.
Let's go.
Matt, let's go.
So the reason I said it's bittersweet is because the NFL season is over for a good amount of teams,
Yeah.
including ours, right?
Yeah, exactly. Now we just look on to the next season,
The next season.
the draft,
So,
free agents, all that.
yeah, so we'll probably get into that a little bit today, probably more so as the season goes along. But I guess we'll see. I don't know. I guess we'll see who we root for in the playoffs, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. But before we get into this, some NFL news and kind of capping the year or the regular season, did you watch any of the boxing?
No, man.
Even wrestling and all that kind of craziness.
I wanted to, but I was moving and all that, so very busy.
Yeah. So Ryan Garcia knocked out with a body shot Luke Campbell. And he was very emotional after this win. So did you even see the highlights or no?
No, I didn't even get to see the highlights, and it's funny because I wanted to watch that fight, bro.
You did?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the crazy part is about this fight is the fact that it looked like it was over for Ryan. He got hit with a nasty shot to the jaw, bro. Knocked him down.
Yeah.
Second round. But he got up. He got up and started taking over. Now, I wouldn't say taking over all crazy, but he was dominating the fight. And then
It woke him up.
Yeah, he hit him with a crazy body shot, a nasty wide open. This dude left it wide open, and he nasty body shot, and it ended with that. And he was super emotional. Canelo Alvarez was super emotional, like for him, and I mean, it was just crazy to see. He's only 22, obviously, but he's been making a name for himself, and I mean, making a name for himself in good and bad ways, I guess, in media. But he, I mean, that was a big win for him. And again, I'm not the crazy boxing guy. Like, I haven't watched all of his fights or seen everything about what goes on, but I think that was dope. He's only 22. Luke Campbell was 33. After the fight, that he went up to him and just said, you taught me a lot, this and that, and like, I don't know. It was just dope to see. It was dope to see the emotion because like it really meant a lot to him. And I like when it's not just like another day in the office. It's like, no, this means something to me when sports players do that kind of stuff. So I thought that was dope. Yeah, pretty much just wanted to got to at least highlight that a little bit, just because that was pretty dope.
Yeah, I seen that a lot of people thought he was done when he got dropped.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah.
Yes. So we're gonna stick with fighting a little bit. Head over to the UFC, and the crazy thing is apparently the UFC is gonna go back on TV network.
Oh, nice. Which channel?
So it says UFC's network TV return official with UFC Fight Island 7 headed to ABC.
ABC. Dang, that's crazy. ABC. I feel like that's good for the UFC.
Yeah. I believe this is for the January 16th fight, which is what, 2 weeks away? Pretty much. Something like that.
Pretty much.
Yeah, so I thought that was pretty crazy because they were on TV and then they went to exclusive ESPN
the app
Plus, the app, ESPN the app. But they were only for the ESPN the app not that long.
Yeah. So I don't know. ABC probably offered them a good amount of money.
I don't know if this is because there's not much detail here, but I don't know if this is like they're sticking to network television or it's like a
A one-time thing or something.
yeah one time thing or a back and forth. Some maybe fight islands are here, but every other fight, or I really don't know. But it says the UFC, the promotion's official broadcast partner ESPN announced. Oh, so I guess they're still the partner. Announced UFC Fight Island 7, which takes place January 16th in Abu Dhabi, will air live on ABC, confirming an earlier report from MMA Fighting of the UFC's return to network TV for the first time since December 2018, when its previous broadcast deal with Fox ran its course.
Thanks. So pretty much 2 years, huh?
Yeah. The UFC's new deal with ESPN, inked prior to its departure from Fox, gave the promotion access to the media empire owned by Disney, which first purchased the stake in. Okay, that doesn't matter. So I guess this is more of a. I don't know. Is this more of Disney making the move, or is this ESPN just being cool? I feel like it's more of Disney.
I feel like it's probably a little bit of Disney and UFC saying, well, since you have the rights to these, might as well let us access it, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like it being on ABC just helps it out, if anything.
For sure.
Because,
Being on ESPN exclusively, the app is terrible, in my opinion.
yeah, because there's a good amount of people that don't know how to access like the apps and stuff, you know?
Hmm.
But they know how to change the channel to
Yeah.
ABC.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like maybe I mean, they had to have got a good amount of money for making it exclusive to ESPN and stuff, but it's not worth it for the fan. It's not good for the fans, at least.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
But this is going to be a pretty good a card here. So Max Holloway, obviously, I love watching Max Holloway fight. He should still be the champion. He shouldn't even be fighting on this card because he should be the champion because he won last fight.
Yeah, I thought he won the last one too.
But Max Holloway versus Calvin Kattar, Matt Brown, Carlos Condit. Any other notable?
Carlos Condit.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I didn't know he was still fighting.
Any other notable?
It's been a while then for Carlos Condit. I haven't seen him in forever.
Yeah. Yeah, but anyways, that's a pretty good thing I'll be looking forward to. I'll be looking forward to because we haven't had UFC in I feel like a month or 3 weeks or 2 weeks.
Yeah, for a bit. It used to be like every weekend thing.
Yeah, yeah. So I'll be happy to get back to it, especially with that. And then you got the Connor fight. Like I feel like that's like right after. But yeah, that's pretty dope.
Yeah, and I want to see how the presentation is on ABC.
Yeah, exactly. But again, before we get to the NBA, I mean the NFL, we gotta talk about some NBA a little bit.
Hey, you got switched up?
Yeah. I think the biggest news has to be Steph Curry, right?
For me, probably.
Anybody has to be. Dropping 62 is insane.
He dropped how much?
62.
Hey, that's insane. That is crazy.
Yeah, that's something that's like I mean, dropping 60 in general is crazy. New career high for him, which is dope. Yeah, and they won. So
they better. Oh, imagine dropping 62 and you lose.
Yeah. So he dropped 62. He was 8 for 16 from the 3-point line. So 50% from the 3-point line. 18 for 31 overall. I mean, 62 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Yeah.
And how many of those were deep?
Yeah, exactly. Probably half of them were from the 4-point line.
And then it was against the Blazers, right?
Yeah, the score was 137 to 122.
I wonder if Damian Lillard was going off too with his deep threes.
Let's see what Damian Lillard did. So he did try to match Steph because Steph shot 18 threes, Lillard shot 15, but only 6 went in for him. He dropped 32 though, which is still good, obviously.
Yeah.
Colin dropped 28, which is obviously good as well. Just wasn't enough. I mean, they scored 122, so obviously they were scoring.
It was good enough, but it just
defense.
not against Curry that day. It's crazy.
Yeah.
What about Oubre? How many did he make?
This is actually one of the better games he's had this year. He has 17 points, 5 rebounds, shot over 50%. He was 7 for 13 from the field, and then 1 for 5 from 3. So that's not.
All right. Well, one dude, he was like 0 for like 17.
Yeah, he was terrible.
So just that one is just like doubling his production already.
Yeah, exactly.
But look at that, dude. He just needs to make 1 3 for them to win the game. Let's go.
Uh,
Damn, that sucks.
yeah. Yeah, that does suck actually.
And I
But
saw that Draymond Green wasn't impressed with his game.
yeah, I seen that.
That he feels like he needs to be more vocal.
Yeah. I don't know, bro. I feel like if you might need to be more vocal on something, but I mean, if you score 62, you can do that
Yeah,
quietly. Like I don't care how you do it.
yeah,
Just score 60.
exactly.
But yeah, I seen a lot of people. A lot of people, because a lot of people were kind of like throwing a little bit of slander towards Steph before
Yeah,
like, is the
that
season.
he couldn't carry the team.
Yeah, pretty much
Yeah,
that, and like he's not a guy that can carry the like you said, carry the team, make people around him better. He kind of
he's
was
not like a LeBron.
yeah, he was fortunate enough to have star players around him, which made him be even better and yeah, whatever. But I mean, 62.
Yeah, it sounds like he carried that team that day.
Yeah.
half the scores was all from him.
Clay said, "Sheesh, welcome to the club, big bro." Hashtag 62.
Dang,
Yeah, that's
the
crazy.
shade. No, it's hilarious.
But not too much about the NBA. It's a lot of just the stand. We can't go through all the games like we do with the NFL because there's way too many games in the NBA that happen every day, and it'll take
um,
the whole thing.
the Warriors are gonna play. I would say probably after the NFL season, we probably can go into it more, since we'll have a little more time.
No, we will, but bro, there's no way we can go through every single game because like we only do this once a week. That means we have to cover a whole week
Yeah,
with every
it
team's
had to be an
games.
everyday thing. Yeah, because the
Yeah,
NBA is like every day, bro. I know the Warriors play the Kings today, so
yeah. Later, I think at like nighttime, right? Something like that.
yeah, should be a good game. The Kings are pretty good. Well, they're a young team,
Yeah.
so
Well, I think we get to the NFL.
all right.
A lot of news.
A lot of news. Uh, I don't know if we wrote this down or not, but did you see that Carson Wentz wants out of Philadelphia,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
and that supposedly they're butting heads or whatever over there?
Yeah. Well, a lot of people seem like they could be frustrated with Doug Peterson.
Yeah,
They feel like he threw the game, benched Jalen Hurts when they were only down 3 to put in a scrub.
yeah,
And yeah, and it's crazy because there was a thing. So it's also crazy because one of the linemen, Jason Kelsey, Zach Ertz, the tight end, obviously, and Carson Wentz, they all went on the field after the game, stayed until 1 a.m. just talking. And people were
hey,
speculating they're probably doing that because this is their last time on the field together.
yeah,
And yeah, and then on one of the interviews that Zach Ertz is doing, he got really emotional, started tearing up a little bit about, he wants to be in, like Philadelphia is the best city to play for. He wants to be here, all this kind of stuff. And yeah, I don't know. It seems like it's a mess in Philly right now.
yeah. That sucks.
Yes, you got I mean, you just drafted a quarterback, so it's not too bad that Carson Wentz wants out. But I don't know the whole Zach Ertz thing because he's a really good tight end.
Yeah,
People
he
need to
is.
like the coach. People need to like your head coach. If they don't like your head coach, the team's not going to be good.
Exactly, bro.
They're not going to buy
Some
in.
someone's gonna be telling you just a bunch of dumb stuff, and you're just
Yeah,
like, nah.
no, exactly. So yeah, I don't like I said, I don't know what's going on with them because that's it seems bad. If you're a Philly fan right now, you guys are probably thinking like what's gonna like how's it the team gonna even look? Are we gonna even keep the coach? Or are we not gonna keep the coach? It seems like you guys are.
Are we gonna even be in Philly? Nah.
Are we even gonna be in Philly? I don't know.
Nah, man, just crazy. And it's crazy because the Eagles just won a Super Bowl like not too long ago.
No, it's definitely crazy. Yeah. Um, but I mean, yeah, so that was crazy. And then obviously we've seen a lot of head coaches getting fired.
A lot of them. The Jets head coach.
Yeah. Yeah, the Jets head coach, which that would make sense.
Yeah, it makes big time sense. And then he did terrible with the Dolphins too, so I don't know if anyone's gonna hire him as a head coach anymore.
Yeah, that one makes sense. The Jags make sense.
Yeah, Jags definitely makes sense.
Um,
What was the record with the Jags? Do you know?
like his overall record,
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
yeah, I don't know, but they just only won one game this year, right? So,
Yeah, so that doesn't make anything better. Let me see.
and it was their first game, right, that they won.
Oh, he was 23 and 43.
Mm. Yeah,
So that's not good.
yeah.
Just one this year.
Well, it's crazy too because so right here it says that he went 10-6 in his first season. So, like we talked about in previous episodes, like the Jacksonville Jaguars were actually good for like a year when they had a crazy defense, and I think Blake Bortles was just there, right, and all that kind of stuff. They weren't that,
Yeah,
and then it all fell apart. They got rid of everybody. Like,
for real. And even if they're a sucky team, they beat the Raiders in like their last game in Oakland, so that was whack.
yeah,
I
yeah,
wonder who they're gonna play. Oh, Trevor Lawrence. Never mind. I don't need to wonder. I was gonna say, I wonder who they're gonna start at quarterback, but never
yeah.
mind.
Remember, bro? They had
Yeah.
like Jalen Rams. They had like two good corners. Jalen Ramsey was one of them. They had a good line. They had a good like some good linebackers. Like I don't know what happened.
Yeah, their defense is really good. But
Yeah,
they had Leonard Fournette. They,
yeah, yeah. So I mean, obviously, if they get Trevor Lawrence and he ends up being something like that's a huge start right there. So whoever he becomes a coach, I mean, they would have to be excited to become the head coach of this team just because you know you like you have a potentially a franchise quarterback on your hands
yeah, a game changer, like we
that's
always
super
talk about.
young and all that. So I mean, that's exciting.
Yeah, a lot of people are gonna be looking into that position just because of that.
Yeah. Anthony Lynn was also fired, Chargers head coach.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, he went 33-31 in 4 seasons with the team.
Which doesn't sound too bad, but the thing that sucks about the Chargers is, dude, they're always like really close. Like they're like probably one score away from
Yeah.
winning or losing games.
No, yeah, they're definitely a team that's like they went 7-9 this year, but I mean they could have won like 10 games probably
Yeah, for
if
real.
they just didn't choke or do some weird stuff like towards the end. You know?
Like Chargers
Yeah.
too. And then like I told you on the other episode, he told his team like, yeah, we're not gonna make the playoffs, guys. Like, he's so don't get your hopes up. Or it's like what? Like technically they still had a chance even if it was slim.
Yeah.
And then the game after they got blown out like 45 to whatever it was against the Patriots.
Yeah. I
So,
mean, yeah.
so
Yeah, it's
I
crazy,
could
bro.
I could see why they fired him.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Because the team, like I said, like we're both saying, the team's not too bad, but they can't finish, and I don't, and it has to just fall on him.
Yeah, because Herbert, dude, played really good this year.
Yeah.
Hate to say it. Hate to say it.
Yeah. No, he did. So yeah,
Um,
figure
they
that out.
got Bosa.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I mean, they have good wide receivers. They got Herbert.
They
They
got
have
Keenan Allen, right?
defense. Yeah, Keenan Allen. Um, but they also they have that star safety. Was that Derwin James? I think.
Yeah, and then they got that other rusher with Bosa.
Yeah. So they have a solid team. Like I almost feel like they are, and this is weird to say, but I feel
They
like they're
played.
almost, huh?
They were playing the Chiefs pretty good, no?
I think so. like for the first half or something like that.
Yeah,
But I almost feel like they could almost be a better version of the Raiders, bro, because their defense
yeah, because they actually got a defense.
better than our defense. I think our
Yeah,
offense could be better, but not like by an extreme amount. Like we're just better.
yeah,
But if we're scoring
yeah,
20 points, they're probably scoring 27. You know, or like
yeah.
their defense
Well,
is
look at all the games this year, bro. They're just literally down to the wire. Both of the games.
yeah, yeah. Uh, yeah. So I mean, whoever gets that job, I mean, that's probably the best job you want to land if you're a head coach because they're probably the best team that lost their head coach.
Yeah, and they got no fans, so no one's gonna really like care if you win or lose.
Yeah,
You got
and
like no pressure.
they got Justin Herbert. So like I was saying with Trevor Lawrence, like you kind of know what Justin Herbert is a little bit because he's played a year and he seems
Yeah,
legit.
you
So
got a legit quarterback.
yeah, so that's an exciting job for whoever gets that one. But they also fired or no, they didn't fire, but their defensive coordinator, right? He's up for grabs. A lot of people wanting him. People are saying the Raiders want him. They want to talk to him. Go after him. Gus Bradley. So I don't know. I mean, I guess they don't want Rob Marinelli as their coordinator, defensive coordinator. Maybe just keep him as the line coach, which I'm not mad at.
Yeah, yeah. Even though I feel like our defensive line didn't do as good as last year.
Yeah, yeah,
They're saying Rod Marinelli, I guess last year our defensive line coach he liked to have like a run stopping group and a pass stopping group, you know? He would rotate them in and out.
yeah,
And Rod Marinelli likes third down linemen. So he keeps them in until they're tired and then he switches them out, you know? So he
yeah,
tries to have run stop and pass stop. So I don't know if that was what happened this year or not, but I feel like we didn't get nearly as close to the quarterback as we did last year.
yeah, yeah, for sure. But I think another big thing is we got rid of a lot of our players that got to the quarterback last year.
Yeah, that's
Like Benson
like
Mayoa.
Benton Mayo. Yeah,
Yeah, like he was like number 2 in sacks, I think.
yeah, bro. It's like
We got rid of
why? I remember when we got rid of him too. I was like, why? Like,
yeah, yeah. And then
literally everyone we got rid of, we're like, what the heck? They're like our leading impressions.
yeah, I don't think Max Crosby reached 10 sacks this year. He definitely was number 1 in our team, maybe like 8 or something. But yeah, Cleveland Farrell didn't. He got to the quarterback a few times, but not what we needed. Not what we needed. He was still
Arden
in the
Key,
run, but
Arden Key stepped up.
yeah, he made some big plays here and there. But bro,
He also had a face mask.
we need you to get in there with and getting 8 sacks a year at least.
Yeah,
Like we need that.
he was one of our first rounders, huh?
No, 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 no.
No, second rounder.
Yeah, either second or third. He definitely wasn't a first.
Okay, he was a
Either
second
way,
rounder.
Max Crosby was a third, right? So
Fourth.
fourth. That's even worse. He's a fourth, and he's over here is the best.
Outplaying him. Yeah.
Yeah. But what do you think about that though? Gus Bradley. We kind of just talked about how good the Chargers defense. I mean, they're not great.
Yeah, I was
They're pretty
gonna
good.
say I like it.
Yeah.
I like even if it brings our defense to like middle of the pack, I think that's way better
I mean,
than the
bro,
first.
if we're in the middle of the pack, we're making the playoffs. Easy.
Yeah, we just need turnovers, bro.
Yeah.
That Broncos linebacker yesterday was every hit caused a fumble. I was like,
Yeah.
what?
I know.
Who is this guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was sick. That was crazy. I hit the Broncos, but that's a hard hitting linebacker.
Yeah. So it says Bradley's first NFL coaching job came in 2006 under John Gruden in Tampa. After one season as defensive quality control assistant, Bradley took over the team's linebacker coach in 2007, where he remained in 2008 when Gruden was fired. So they have some history that might help swing for him to come up to us. In each of his last 6 seasons as a defensive coordinator in the NFL, Bradley's defenses have finished in the top 10 in either fewest yards allowed or points allowed. So anytime you're in the top 10 for a good stat, I like it.
Yeah, yeah. Especially when our team is bottom 10.
Oh,
So
bro, teams like bottom 3. I feel like
yeah, for
in these stats. Yeah, it's not good. It is not good. Uh, yeah. So I don't. Is it? I don't think there's any other head coaches yet. There probably will be, or any other type of coaches, big names that are released or signed or talked about. But
well, the season's not over yet, so
yeah, well, yeah, but I'm sure like the playoff teams are gonna fire their coaches. That'd be crazy.
yeah.
If they do, I mean, you
Uh,
never.
oh, maybe they just like let's just say like a defense like does really shitty, and they're like, all right, well, let's fire this guy, so next year we can bring in the next. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah. Um, I don't know. Do you want to get into the games?
Yeah, let's hop into the games.
Let's get into the game.
And Larry Fitzgerald, bro.
Oh yeah, yeah. I was gonna talk about the. Yeah, we know we can talk about that.
Okay. Oh, you were gonna say it after we talked about the game, huh?
Yeah, because I was also gonna talk about Aaron Rodgers, and I was gonna talk about some of the
Oh,
some of
let's
the
do it that way then. I wanted to do it that way too, but I was like, oh, I might forget.
yeah. All right, so okay, let me find these games real quick. Shouldn't take too long. All right, was there games besides Sunday?
I don't think so. I
All
don't
right,
think there was a Thursday nighter. That was a Monday nighter, probably. I think.
all right, we'll just run through these then. Uh, well, we talked about Philadelphia. They played the Washington football team, and like
Who
I
won
said,
that?
Washington football team won. And like I said,
And
uh, and what?
are they going to the playoffs?
Oh yeah, hold on. See, it's doing that thing, bro. It's not letting me click on it.
Ah, that sucks. It's always like the first two.
I know, bro. What is up?
Yeah, so that's crazy. They're going to the playoffs with Alex Smith. Who would have thought that?
I know, and this is what 3 years later that he got to play or something like that. 2 years later.
Yeah, and yeah, that their defense is pretty good, man.
Yeah,
If Alex Smith goes to the Super Bowl, that'd be insane.
and win.
Yeah. Or just even just going, dude. The fact that he's still playing is insane with the injured calf.
Yeah, no, it's definitely insane. All right, I'm gonna find this game right here, and that's just a
They
fact.
went a team with no name went to the playoffs this year. Crazy.
Yeah,
That's the 2020 season for you, bro. That's just
seriously.
it's a crazy year, man.
Yeah. All right, so I got it. All right, so the first quarter, Washington football team scored 10 points. They ended the quarter 10-0.
Hey.
Second quarter, Philadelphia came back, scored 14. Washington scored 7, so they went in a half, 17-14. Third quarter was scoreless, and then fourth quarter, like I said, they were down 3. The Eagles were down 3. They benched Jalen Hurts and put in Nate Sudfeld, and they lost the game. Washington scored 3 in the fourth to end it 2014. So it's not saying they would have won if they kept Jalen Hurts in, but that does tell me you want to lose this game.
Yeah, for
Why would
even if you had nothing, you have nothing to lose. It's the last game, like
yeah.
just keep them in.
And yeah, that's pretty crazy that you would do that. I feel like
Why not put in Wentz?
yeah, exactly. If it's his last game, let
Yeah, just
let him play.
let him play. Let him put a stock up or down or whatever,
Yeah, no, yeah. So like I said, that was crazy. They lost the game, obviously. And if I'm the owner and I see that happen, you're out.
Yeah, for us.
And the whole team is switched up. Like, yeah. I mean, you're out. Simple as that.
And you want to like it's the last game of the season. You want your fans to be happy, like, well, we had a shitty season, but at least we went on a winning note.
Yeah. No, exactly.
You don't want the like the rest of the month, just like fuck, we lost our last game.
I know. And then we got to wait for so long until the season starts, and just we lost our last game.
Exactly.
Yeah. Then we had Tennessee and Houston. This was a really good game. Tennessee won 41-38.
Jeez.
So high scoring game. Derrick Henry continues to go off. But let's see what the scores were looking like. So at the end of the first quarter, it was 3-3. Second quarter, the Titans said, "You know what? We're gonna score."
Yeah, it's a crazy game.
I know.
3-3.
3-3 in the first quarter. Second quarter, Titans scored 14. The Texans.
A
The
Texican.
the Texans scored 6. The Texans scored 6. So they went into halftime 17-9. Titans leading. And then third quarter comes along. Texans score 19, and the Titans score 14. And then the fourth quarter was tied 10-10. So that came out 41-38. Crazy high scoring game right there.
Yeah, it's insane.
Ryan Tannehill, 18 for 27, 216 yards and a touchdown. But obviously the MVP of, I mean, not the league. I mean, he could, but probably not. Derrick Henry, 34.
What do you get? 186.
250 yards and 2 touchdowns.
God damn, 250 yards. I was gonna say 216, but I was like, nah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, he's averaging like 200 yards a game. Like, what the hell?
And then let me see.
He doesn't get tired?
Bro, I'm saying. But yeah, I mean that's obviously another huge monster game for him. That put him over 2,000 yards for the season.
I think he should get MVP, bro, or at least offensive MVP.
It's tough.
Okay.
It's tough when you have Aaron Rodgers.
Balling out. I know, but just damn, dude, like 200 yards like a game.
No, I mean, no, that is insane. That is insane. But you know how, the NFL favors quarterbacks a little bit.
Yeah.
And Aaron Rodgers threw like 48 touchdowns or something like this year with only 5 interceptions.
Yeah.
I don't think that's gonna happen ever.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
Because
I think
you might have 48 touchdowns. I mean, what's the record? Like 51 or something like that? Like you might have that, but you're throwing 12, 13 interceptions.
Yeah, and an insane amount of picks.
So I don't know. It's tough.
Some guys get 5 interceptions in like 1 or 2 games.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Jameis Winston. Yeah,
5 touchdowns, 5 interceptions.
24 in the year. But yeah, anyways, Deshaun Watson, though, he had a pretty good game. He threw for 365, which I think he leads the league in passing yards this year, even though they're terrible season they've had, but doesn't mean he's played terrible. 3 touchdowns, 1 pick for him. Yeah, Brandon Cooks, 11 catches, 166 for 2 touchdowns. Big day for him. Yeah, I mean,
they just got to build, huh?
Yeah, it's more of a big win for Tennessee because
it helps their playoffs.
Yeah, it helps their playoffs and the momentum, bro. Derrick Henry just ran for 250. Like, bring that right into the playoffs. Like
that, and it just brings the fear into those defenders' hearts, bro. Because dude, like it's already like, how the hell am I gonna stop this guy? Every time you see like highlights of him, he's just shoving like defenders around all nasty.
Bro, it's crazy. Crazy because he is stronger than you, and he's faster than you. Like a lot of you. Like, so yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
Yeah, exactly. So if you're as fast as him, he's just gonna mollywop you.
Yeah.
And if you're stronger than him, he's just gonna juke you or cut you or just outrun you.
Bro, it's crazy. Like,
I don't know.
Crazy because we've never seen a running back like him be this successful. I mean, Dalvin Cook, but they're playing together, like the same era, same everything. But before these two, all your big running backs, they weren't as fast as these guys, and they just weren't as good. They just weren't as good as that. So I don't know. It's a new breed here, a new breed of running backs. But anyways, we can jump to the NFC West a little bit. Division game, Seahawks versus the Niners. Normally, this would be a good game, like over the past years. This is actually some of the best games when the Niners were good and the Seahawks were really good. Like But I mean, it still was a good game, but it's not as good anymore because the Niners are hurt, and
There's an asterisk to it because of the Niners.
yeah. But it was still close. Seahawks won 26 though to 23. Russell Wilson, 181 yards, 2 touchdowns. So standard game for him. I mean, he only threw for 181, but the 2 touchdowns is good, no picks. Tyler Lockett, 12 catches for 90 yards and 2 touchdowns. Big day for him. And Benson Mayowa. Speaking of Benson Mayowa, he had 2 sacks on the day and a forced fumble. We could have used that at some point this year.
For real, dude.
We just talk about it, but he has balls out.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Niners side, CJ Beathard, 273 yards, 1 touchdown. Yeah, not too many notable highlights. I mean, Fred Warner, Pro Bowler, he had a sack, tackle for a loss, 10 tackles. Yeah.
I guess we'll see how they do next year, huh? The Niners. They should be for sure playoff contenders once they have all their healthy players.
Yeah, I mean it's tough. That's one of the best divisions in the league. That might be the best division.
Yeah.
Every team did pretty decent.
Yeah,
they're definitely good enough to be contenders. I mean, their defense is good, obviously. They have questions at quarterback. I don't think Jimmy G is going to remain there.
Yeah, probably not.
So they need somebody else.
The Kyle Shanahan's their coach, right? Their head coach.
Yeah.
The Niners. Do you hear that? Like every year he looks for a new quarterback, even if he thinks he has the perfect quarterback. That he doesn't care. That he's always looking for the best team. I was like, damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy, but I don't think he's had a quarterback that I'd be happy with yet.
Yeah.
Like not yet.
Matt Ryan was decent.
Oh no. I mean on the Niners. Yeah, of course. Of course, Matt Ryan, but he wasn't the head coach.
Yeah. No, I know. I'm just saying, but like that's who he had.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, no, I know. That's crazy. Like the whole Tom Brady thing. They were looking at him too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So Matt, they say that Kyle Shanahan's always looking for a new quarterback, just because if he feels like he can upgrade, then he's gonna do it.
He's gonna do
which
it.
I think is good. Yeah, I think that's sick, dude.
Oh, that is good because the quarterback's the most important thing.
Mm-hmm.
So
and you're gonna pay a quarterback a lot anyway, so you might as well get the best one, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it'd be interesting to see, bro, because like obviously, once we get to the Raider talk, like there's a lot of stuff to talk about. But real quick though, with the Niners stuff, like the whole Mariota thing, if we keep him or not, if we don't keep him, I mean, if I'm the Niners, I'm calling him up.
Yeah.
Instantly. Imagine, because you know how crazy their run game is. Imagine a mobile quarterback in their run game, like their system.
Like one of the fastest mobile quarterbacks too.
Yeah, like I can only imagine it'd be a nightmare for defensive coordinators to have to deal with the crazy plays they draw up for the run game, and then have Mariota that can run as well.
Call a play with like 3 running backs and the quarterback already there, like who's gonna get the ball?
Yeah, so
have them all just crossing.
Yeah. So we talked about the Jags a little bit. They obviously let go of their coach, but they lost their final game 28-14 to the Indianapolis Colts. Yeah, I mean, not much to say really. I mean, the Jags need help. They need some changes to be made, and they're starting with their coach. So, good for them. Jonathan Taylor, though, he was Derrick Henry wasn't the only one to run for over 200. He also had 253 yards on the ground and 2 touchdowns.
Jeez.
Rookie. And I think he's like 3rd now in the league in rushing this year. So that's pretty good for a rookie. I mean, that's a good pickup. It's a big help for Philip Rivers, obviously. And yeah, looks like he's turned out to be something pretty good, I would say.
Yeah, dude. That's crazy. Philip Rivers in the playoffs.
Yeah. And then another and their defense had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sacks on the day. Something we don't know anything about.
On the day?
Yeah.
We don't get that for like 16.
Yeah. Seriously. Then we had another division game. Uh, we had the Chargers, another team we just talked about, and the Chiefs. So obviously the Chiefs didn't need to win this game, so they didn't play their starters. Um, Chargers won 38-21, and I mean, yeah, Justin Herbert looked really good. Obviously, we've been saying that he threw for 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. The running game did pretty good. Jay Jackson, 9 attempts, 72 yards. Oh, Herbert also ran for a touchdown, so 4 touchdowns on the day. Mike Williams, 6 catches, 108 yards and a touchdown. Yeah, so they won that game, but obviously they're going to win that game if the Chiefs aren't playing their starters.
Yeah, so that doesn't count. The
Yeah,
Raiders are the only ones that beat them
yeah,
pretty
exactly.
much.
Chad
And
Henne.
even that game was still close.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. Chad Henne played good actually, so maybe Patrick Mahomes isn't as good as we think. Maybe anybody can play good in that system. He
He's
was
not throwing the deep ball now.
yeah, crazy sidearm passes. Like, uh, he had 2 touchdowns, no picks, 218 yards. Um, yeah, nobody else really stood out. Like I said, they didn't have their starters, so
That's probably because Andy Reid just like game planned it all for him, you know?
yeah, oh for sure. So yeah, so they obviously won the division, even though they lost this game. I think they're number one in the whole NFL actually.
Yeah.
So they really didn't need to win this game. They're number one anyways. And they have a for the AFC, they have a really good chance of repeating to be in the Super Bowl. They definitely do when it comes to AFC.
Yeah.
Because the Steelers kind of dropped off a little bit, bro.
Yeah, they did, bro. They I don't know what happened to the Steelers. Their defense hasn't been as tough, and their offense hasn't been clicking.
Yeah, I might be rooting for. Well, we can talk about that after, like who we want.
Yeah.
So we
We'll
have the
look at the
Green Bay,
playoff picture.
yeah, we have the Green Bay Packers and the Chicago Bears. This was a game the Bears needed to win. Well, they didn't need to win. They needed to win if the Cardinals won, but they didn't win. They lost 35-16. Aaron Rodgers, I think, started the game like 12 for 12 or something like that, 100 and something yards and 3 touchdowns, something crazy.
Yeah.
He finished the game 19 for 24, 240 yards and 4 touchdowns, no picks, passer rating of 147.9. And they got a little goat next to his name, a little emoji goat.
That's funny.
Yeah, he was shredding their defense. But on the Bears side, Trubisky, no touchdowns, 1 pick. Montgomery, 69 yards rushing, 1 touchdown. Yeah. Khalil Mack had a sack. Shout out to Khalil Mack. Yeah, that's about it. That's not a good game by the way.
Damn. Well, it's the Packers, but yeah, still.
Yeah, but it's definitely the Packers. But
Yeah.
bro,
Even more where
if
you
we
have to
can
turn
win
it
this
up.
game, we got to do better.
Yeah, that's what I said. Even more like it is the Packers. You got to turn up that intensity on
Yeah,
defense, whatever.
exactly. Next, we have another rival or division game. We have the Arizona Cardinals and the LA Rams, and this was a must-win for both teams. Who is going to become the real playoff, contender here?
Yeah.
Cardinals choked, and the Cardinals started off this year so good, and they didn't make the playoffs, and they had a chance here to make it, and they didn't.
Yeah.
So they lost
I
8
know the feeling.
7. Yeah. So Kyler Murray, I think he got hurt.
Damn, that sucks.
He was 8 for 11, no touchdowns, no picks. But Streveler came in. He was 11 for 16, 105 yards, a touchdown, and a pick.
They benched Kyler Murray after going 8 for 11. They're like, all right, that's
Yeah.
3 misses is too much.
DeAndre Hopkins had 10 targets, but he only caught 4 for 35 yards. Yeah, I don't know.
How'd Fitzgerald do?
I was gonna say he had no catches, so if this is his last game, that kind of sucks.
It's true.
Went out on a loss, went out on missing the playoffs, and went out with not even touching the ball.
He's not even playing. Went out without not even like.
Yeah, he didn't even get a target. So that
Yeah,
might be
dude.
a fit.
Yeah. You think it's time for him to retire? I'm not mad.
I don't think it's time. I think he could still play because he's not asked to be the number one or even the number two receiver anymore. But if he wants to, I mean, yeah, I mean, obviously he's not the same player anymore.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, he's played a crazy long career. One of the best wide receivers in my era of watching. So
Yeah, for sure, dude. He has insane amount of catches.
yeah, this guy, and he's played for an insane amount of time that most people don't play.
He
They
has
don't.
more tackles than drops,
Yeah,
which is always insane to think about.
yeah. No, he's definitely a Hall of Famer. He's insane. So if he wants
Yeah,
to
he's a
retire,
goat.
that's good. But it's
He's one
crazy.
of the best wide receivers of all time, right?
Yeah, for sure. Has to be. He has to be because yeah, like who else? Like his era, bro. Like, I mean, there's a lot. I mean, it's so tough to say because there's so many receivers that are like crazy.
Yeah,
So
nah,
hard
but
to say.
he's insane, dude. He catches everything. When your job is literally to catch everything, like
Yeah.
he literally catches everything.
So what you would take him over anybody? Like almost. It's just tough, bro.
Yeah, if like I was the Raiders and like let's just say one of those years I was able to pick him up, I probably would have.
Yeah. Yeah. But I don't know. There's so many though.
That's fucked up. We could have got him.
I don't know.
We could have had him this whole time, bro.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
And if not, we could have had Megatron.
Yeah, both of them.
And then for the Rams, Jay Wolford at quarterback. He was 22 for 38, 231 yards, no touchdowns, one interception. So I don't know where their points came from because it looks like their offense didn't score a touchdown.
So Jared Goff wasn't in?
No.
Hmm. It's just battle of the back. They're like, we're gonna settle this with our backups today.
Yeah.
At least the Rams are honorable, or the Cardinals are honorable.
Yeah. There
We
was a
made it
pick
fair.
six. Hold on real quick. What? This doesn't make sense. How this scoring get here? So they had a field goal. Oh, they got a safety.
Yeah, because it was like 9-3 or 9-6 or something at the beginning, I think.
They got a pick six, and then two more field goals. Wow. So they didn't. So the Cardinals choked this game. Well, I mean, Kyler Murray got hurt, but the offense didn't score a touchdown. The defense only scored a touchdown, and they still lost.
Sometimes your defense needs to win the game.
Yeah, but if this was the Raiders, bro, and we stopped
We
their
were
offense
not.
from scoring 0 points and we still lose the game, no, that's not acceptable.
Shit.
But then we had the Saints versus the Panthers. Saints won 30-37.
Yeah, the Saints went marching in.
Yeah. Really bad day for the Panthers. Teddy Bridgewater threw 2 interceptions. And then Walker came in and threw 3 interceptions.
His I could beat that.
So that's 5 interceptions on the day. You hate to see it if you're a Panthers fan.
Yeah.
But you guys are making the playoffs anyways. If that makes it any better, probably doesn't. Drew Brees, though, 22 for 32, 201 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Taysom Hill ran 7 times, 41 yards, and a touchdown. Montgomery ran 18 times for 105 yards, which is crazy because they got no running backs. This guy comes in and he had a great day. Jared
Hey,
Cook.
I don't remember seeing Mariota. in this last game, doing any Taysom Hill packages,
Yeah,
But we'll talk about that later too.
yeah. So on the defensive
Jared Cook?
side, huh?
You're saying Jared Cook?
Oh yeah, Jared Cook, because we're talking about uh tight ends. Well, actually, we weren't talking about tight ends. Me and you were talking about tight ends on the phone recently.
Yeah.
Jared Cook, he had 4 catches, 43 yards, and a touchdown. So not a crazy game, but he did score a touchdown. But on the defensive side, like we said, 5 interceptions
Jeez.
and 3 sacks. So got 1, 2. So both of the safeties got an interception, and like almost every cornerback on the roster got one. That's insane.
That is it. All right, my turn. Your turn. Your turn.
That's crazy.
You.
Your first snap of the year, you never played. We're gonna throw you in. You get an interception. You get an interception.
Who hasn't got one?
Yeah.
Put
Yeah,
me in coach. Put me in coach.
yeah, crazy.
That's it. When we're talking about Dennis Allen being a good defensive coordinator too, just
Yeah,
not a good head coach.
yeah. Then we had the Giants and the Cowboys. Giants won this one 23-19.
I still feel like it shouldn't have been that close.
Yeah. I think it's
But
now go ahead.
both teams don't have like a lot of their star players though. But
Yeah. I personally think it's good that Dallas loses if you're a Dallas fan, because your team is stacked on offense. So the higher the pick, the better for you guys. Like literally one good offseason, you guys can be playoff contenders. I'm still not a fan of you guys, but the talent.
I think it's good they lost because we can see some pretty good memes for the next couple months.
Yeah. Yeah. Andy Dalton, 243 yards, no touchdowns, 1 pick. Ezekiel Elliott, 14 attempts, 42 yards, 1 touchdown. The crazy stat about that is Andy Dalton had 7 attempts, 48 yards, so he rushed more than Ezekiel Elliott.
Which is the story of the season, right?
Yeah, and Andy Dalton's not a mobile quarterback like that either. So
and he's not a top 5, top 10 running back either, supposedly, for Ezekiel Elliott's case.
Yeah. CeeDee Lamb, 5 catches, 43 yards. Cooper, 6 catches, 41 yards. Nothing notable, really. Yeah, nothing notable, really. On the Giants side, Daniel Jones, 229 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. Again, nothing notable after that. Well, Sterling Shepard, 8 catches, 112 yards, and a touchdown. Yeah, not too much to say.
And then the Giants don't have Saquon Barkley. The Cowboys don't have Dak Prescott. So
yeah,
I guess that kind of evens it out, right?
yeah, yeah, for sure.
Because those are like big game changers for both those teams.
Yeah, and I feel like also this year really proves like, not that they need Dak Prescott, but they
need a good quarterback.
Dak Prescott is their quarterback. They need Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
The team is way different without him. They can't function without him.
And it also shows that Ezekiel Elliott isn't the main guy.
Yeah.
I don't know if he just took it easy since Dak Prescott went away, or if teams were more focused on him since there's no Prescott now.
Yeah, that's the thing. It could be tough. They could just be stacking the box. Who knows?
Yeah.
I don't watch Cowboys games really, but
either way, I feel like they should still do a little better. He should still done.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Who knows? The way he's getting paid, he definitely should have done better.
Yeah. Then we have Miami and Buffalo.
Oh, hey, I forgot to ask you about the Panthers. Do you think Teddy Bridgewater is the quarterback for the future?
Nah, not really.
Yeah.
He needs a really good team around him. So
Yeah.
if you think you can build a really good team while he's still in his prime, then yeah, but I don't think they can.
So pretty much try to build an offensive team, and if you happen to get a better quarterback, get it. But if not, just build a team so you can get a good quarterback.
Yeah, I mean because they have Christian McCaffrey, which is a good start. I think they have one pretty good receiver, but the line needs to be better. They need a receiver. The defense definitely needs to get better. So it's tough. It's tough to say.
Yeah, at least he gives them options though. Like they don't gotta waste it on a quarterback that's not good.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. Like they
You
don't
know?
need to draft a quarterback because, like I said, if they can get a star receiver, like a star where he is number one and someone on the line, the offense could be legit. Christian McCaffrey
Yeah,
stay healthy. He was hurt this whole year.
yeah, and you don't want to put a good quarterback in a bad situation. Like not even around him.
Yeah, no,
Like
exactly.
like I said, if they feel like they can get a really good quarterback, then obviously get him if it's available. But if not, just build that offense or whatever, just so when you do get a quarterback, it'll be good.
Yeah, no, for sure. But yeah, the Dolphins lost 26-56. The Bills ran it up on them.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's the real playoff team,
yeah,
huh?
Tua had probably the worst game of his career. He had 1 touchdown, 3 picks. Uh, yeah, threw for 361. Lynn Bowden was 1 for 1 for 32 yards. He also ran the ball, lost 7 yards, and he caught the ball 8 times for 44 yards. Devontae Parker had 7 catches for 116 yards. And yeah, Xavier Howard had an interception, which I think that's his 10th interception on the season, which is insane.
Yeah, that's good.
So he definitely leads the league in that. Josh Allen, he didn't play the whole game. He was 18-25, 224 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick. Matt Barkley came in probably towards the end of the game when they were up already all kinds.
Charles
Six,
Barkley.
yeah. He was 6 for 13, 164 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Yeah. Yeah. Blowout win.
Yeah, so the Bills look like someone that you don't want to cross paths with.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Josh Allen's been playing pretty crazy.
Yeah, he's been pretty good.
Stephon Diggs has helped him a lot.
Oh,
Yeah, dude.
I seen that. I think he leads the league in receptions this year. So yeah, he
Nice.
definitely helped him out a lot. Then we had Minnesota Vikings and Detroit Lions. This is a game that you have both people on both sides of this game. Minnesota won 37-35. Very close game. Very close game. Um, Kirk Cousins threw for 400 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. That might be the best game he's had this year. It's a really good game. Looks like Dalvin
The
Cook.
Lions have no defense,
Yeah, exactly.
so that keep
Looks
that in
like
mind.
Yeah, it looks like Dalvin Cook didn't play, but Madison came in, 21 attempts, 95 yards, and a touchdown. Justin Jefferson, 9 catches, 133, probably rookie of the year. Harrison Smith got a pick. Yeah,
Scary Harry.
yeah, scary Harry. And then for the Lions, Stafford. Is it Stafford's last game? Who knows? But 293 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick. Adrian Peterson, 7 attempts, 63 yards and a touchdown. Good game for him. DeAndre Swift, 12 attempts, 54 yards and a touchdown. Good game for him. Marvin Jones, 8 catches, 180 yards, 2 touchdowns. Good game for him. And yeah, it looks like their offense did pretty good. Obviously, 35 points. It's just their defense couldn't stop them, which is
Good shout out to Matthew Stafford for even playing this game. Dude's been hurt like all season,
yeah,
and he didn't need to play. Like he didn't need to risk his career, and he went
that
out there
and
and
the fact
balled
that
out.
there's rumors that he might be out.
Yeah, so he out there and balled out, dude. It's like he's always done his whole career for the
Yeah,
Lions.
this is another one. Another guy. If the Lions get rid of him, I mean, Niners need a quarterback. The Patriots might need a quarterback. Bro, if he goes to the Patriots, Bill Belichick, and I don't know, bro. They might be back.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
the Lions are crazy. But I get it. You want to rebuild, whatever. But I don't know.
I don't know either. Like I said, the same thing with the Panthers, bro. Might as well just rebuild, get a quarterback if you can. If not, keep.
Yeah. Then we had the Buccaneers and the Falcons. Buccaneers
Jeez.
won 44-27.
Yeah.
There's a lot of high scoring this week. It seems like.
It seems like everyone knew this was their potentially last game.
um, yeah, I mean, Matt Ryan, he threw for 265, 2 touchdowns, no picks. So it seems like a pretty good game for him. Todd Gurley had 9 attempts for 18 yards.
Jeez.
Not a very good game.
2 yards to carry.
Yeah. Again, they didn't have their star player Julio Jones.
That, that's another one of our generation goats
Oh yeah,
at that
sure.
receiver position.
Yeah. Tom Brady continues to play really well. He had 4 touchdowns, almost threw for 400 yards and 1 interception. Ronald Jones, 78 yards and a touchdown. Antonio Brown probably had his best game of the year. 11 catches, 138 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's more like vintage Antonio Brown.
Yeah, that sounds like a good receiver.
We're used to seeing with the Steelers. Chris Godwin had 5 catches, 133 yards, and 2 touchdowns. So he said, you know what? I know you're Antonio Brown, but I can do this too.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Mike Evans actually got hurt this game. I didn't keep up with it to see what the injury was, but it seemed like it was a little severe. So if he's out for the playoffs, that's a big loss. It's a big loss.
I think his ankle's been injured for a while too, so could have
Yeah,
been them re-aggravating that or
yeah, big
messing up
loss
that
for
one.
sure. If they lost him, they still have a million weapons, but he's
Yeah,
their best receiver.
out of
Uh,
Gronk too.
2 catches, 29. Yeah. So I don't know. Up 44-27. I don't know when Mike Evans got hurt, but I don't know. I don't know.
It sucks. Yeah, it sucks in a high-scoring game like that. He got hurt.
Yeah. Now this was probably the most exciting game of the week 17, just because how they needed to win, and well, they needed to win, and it's been a long time. And we talked about this team. Like, why would you? Well, I think we talked about this off camera. Why would you be a fan of this team if you're not from there and all this kind of stuff? But the Cleveland Browns won. They needed to win to make the playoffs, and they
I'm
did.
just laughing because it's the Cleveland Browns. Yeah, I was wondering what team you're gonna say.
They won 24-22 over the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Let's go.
Pretty good.
But
Starters weren't playing,
exactly.
so it's not the
And
craziest.
it was a close game.
Yeah, very close game. Um, yeah, but I mean, they did have starters on defense, obviously, but like Big Ben wasn't playing and all that stuff. But anyways, Mason Rudolph, 315 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. Claypool had 5 catches for 101 yards and a touchdown. And
Claypool had a crazy catch too, bro, where he was like draped. He was being draped all over.
yeah,
Did you see that one?
no, I didn't. No, I didn't
Yeah,
see.
dude was like thrown perfectly to him, and like, dude, the guy was on him,
Yeah,
like wrapped around him, and it was insane. Like the defender, it looked like the defender would, if he went for the ball, he could have slaughtered it, but he wrapped up instead, and Claypool was able to get his hands around the ball.
yeah. Deontay Johnson had 3 catches, 96 yards. Juju Smith-Schuster, 6 catches, 65 yards and a touchdown. Defensively, Minkah Fitzpatrick, Pro Bowler, he got juked like crazy by Nick Chubb on Nick Chubb's 47-yard touchdown run. But yeah, that was nasty. But anyways, Baker Mayfield, 196 yards passing, 1 touchdown, no picks. But he also ran for 44 yards. Nick Chubb, 14 attempts, 108 yards and a touchdown.
Jeez.
Jarvis Landry had 1 attempt for 3 yards and a touchdown. So,
Did he have a throw?
nah, no throw this game. But yeah, they got it done.
The Browns are going to who cares about the Steelers going? The Browns are going to the playoffs, bro. That's
I'm saying they got it
insane.
done, man.
Yeah, that's good. I'm happy for the Browns, bro, because it's been forever.
Yeah,
It's been forever, man.
that's how it should have been for us. Even though we made it 2016, but it should have been for us. Like, we made it to the playoffs. We got our starting quarterback. He's not hurt, like.
Yeah.
I mean, he's hurt, but not hurt.
I don't think I've ever seen the Browns go to the playoffs.
No, You definitely haven't. Definitely not.
So
Because I can't even think of a team they had in that I like remember watching.
yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't think so.
So good for the Browns, man. I hope even if they lose the first game, who cares? They made it.
Yeah, exactly.
Obviously, you want to see them win one game, but I don't know. I feel like this is good enough. If the season ended after this is good enough for them.
Yeah. Then we have the Jets and the Patriots. The Jets lost 14-28.
I watched the first half.
Yeah. Sam Darnold continued to struggle. 266 yards, one touchdown, two picks. It's not very good. It's not very
Yeah,
good, especially when there's rumors of you getting ran out of town.
exactly.
On the other side, though, Cam Newton, he played really well, but it's the Jets. He was 242 yards, three touchdowns. He also ran for 79 yards, hit a long 49-yard run. Um,
Bro, in the first half that I was watching, like the quarterbacks weren't doing anything; they're just getting sacked. Like they would like keep going, like change of possessions, and then Cam Newton got sacked, and
yeah,
it switches to Sam Darnold, he got sacked. I was like, all right, well this is gonna be a crazy like stats at the
yeah,
end of this game.
yeah. So it looks like Cam Newton got sacked. They both got sacked three times each.
Okay, so it
So
was all the first half then.
yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I was like, all right, well, look, this is insane.
Yeah, so they won, but I don't know if Cam Newton's future is secured there, especially with
Nah, dude,
his rumors of Stafford being available, rumors of Mariota maybe being available, and whoever else.
his play has been very shaky this year.
Yeah, and just the draft in general is available, so they have options. But they paid him nothing this year, so it wasn't the worst thing.
Yeah, it's better than the other option they had, Jason Stidham.
Yeah, yeah. Like I don't want Jason Statham to be. So the very last one, which makes sense that it's not going to let me click on it, but it's the Baltimore Ravens and the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah, it was about.
Yeah, Baltimore won 38-3.
It's not even fair to the Bengals.
Yeah, it's really not. It's really not.
Hey,
Uh,
so three of those teams in that division went to the playoffs, huh?
mm,
Are the Ravens going? I think they're going.
the Browns.
The Browns, the Steelers, and maybe the Ravens.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Ravens are going. They're
Yeah,
11.
because I remember. Yeah, they were in the hunt for a while, and then they went out their last games while
Yeah.
they were in the hunt. So I think they are going. But don't
We'll
quote me on that.
yeah, we'll I mean we'll confirm that right after this once we see the picture. Uh, but they needed to win this, like maybe. So they won 38-3. Again, like Jerry said, it's not really of a fair thing. The Bengals, they don't got Joe Burrow.
Yeah,
T-
and they don't got no one after that.
yeah. Uh, yeah. Lamar Jackson was 10 for 18, 113 yards and three touchdowns. Uh,
What do you have, like 240 rushing? Jeez.
he had 97 yards rushing. Dobbins had 160 yards rushing and two touchdowns. Um, yeah. There's not much highlights to say for the Bengals. I don't even want to say any of these stats. Quarterback was 6 for 21 and 48 yards. B. Allen.
What? That was their leading quarterback.
That's sad.
That's like one drive. That should be just one drive.
That is sad. Their leading receiver had two catches for 15 yards. That's one drive as well, bro.
Not even a PI for real.
The running wasn't as bad. Williams, 4 carries for 74 yards. So he must have had a couple long runs in there. Perrine had 9 carries for 51 yards. So they rushed over 100 for the day, but I mean, that's
Yeah.
the only highlight. If you want to say a highlight, I don't know.
They got like 200 yards total the whole game.
Yeah, probably less. Just like I don't know.
Yeah, I just rounded it up.
Yeah, that's sad, bro.
Joe Burrow's like, wow.
Yeah. Uh, so do you want to get into the playoff picture before we get to the Raider game, since the Raiders aren't even in the playoffs, or do you want to do the Raider game first?
We'll do the Raider game first and then talk about the playoffs, since that's what's going to be talked about after this for
All
the
right.
most part. It'll lead into, the future.
Yeah. So obviously, the Raiders weren't going to make the playoffs whether they won or lost this game. But it was a division game, and you always want to win your division games no matter what, just because it's bragging rights. And normally, division teams don't like each other. Division fans don't like each other normally. So it was a big
And the
game.
Broncos and the Raiders are a history team
Yeah,
franchises that don't like each other.
exactly. So it's a big, big game. Las Vegas Raiders, Denver Broncos.
And the difference between going 7-9 and 8-8 is huge because at least 8-8, you don't have a losing record.
Yeah, exactly. So the Raiders were 7-8. The Broncos were 5-10. So if you're not a fan of the Raiders or the Broncos, this isn't the most exciting game to watch. Two losing teams, but it was actually an exciting game. One of the best
Came down
games
to the wire.
of the week 17, probably. So first quarter, the Broncos scored 10, the Raiders scored 3. Second quarter, we bounced back. We scored 14 unanswered. And then the third quarter, they bounced back. They scored 6 unanswered. And then the fourth
That third quarter was terrible for the Raiders.
Yeah, it was so bad. It was so bad. And then the fourth quarter, it was tied 15-15. And we came out on top 32-31. But it was a crazy game. It was a crazy game.
And the reason why we won is because we went for a 2-point conversion instead of tying the game.
Yeah. So let's run through these stats real quick, and then we'll break down like the game, I guess, like our thoughts on the game and stuff.
Yeah.
So Derek Carr threw for 371 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. Josh Jacobs, 15 attempts, 89 yards, 2 touchdowns. Darren Waller, 9 catches, 117 yards, and a touchdown. Nelson Aguilar.
And he's got the record for the most receptions for anyone in Raiders history.
Yeah. So for the record stuff, Darren Waller, like you just said, has a record, beat Tim Brown, which is crazy. Josh Jacobs, first player since Marcus Allen to reach 2,000 or back-to-back 1,000 yards. And Daniel Carlson broke Sebastian Janikowski's record for the most.
Which surprised me.
Which is what?
That surprised me.
Yeah, it did for me too. I know we kicked a lot of field goals and stuff, but we've always kicked a lot of field goals.
Yeah. And then they said since the 2010 season, which was that 8-8 season 2 that we were talking about before.
Oh yeah, so that's kind of brings it full circle, kind of 8-8. On the defensive side, Nicholas Morrow had led the team with tackles. He also had a sack, a big sack actually, towards late in the game. Max Crosby had a sack, which shouldn't have been a sack, but Drew Lock is just trash and allowed it to be a sack. He also had 2 tackles for a loss. That's about it for the defense. No other notable stats.
Special teams had 2 blocked kicks.
Yeah, by Max Crosby. And then Drew Lock, he threw for 339 yards, 2 touchdowns. Probably one of the better games he's had. Melvin Gordon, 26 attempts, 93 yards, and a touchdown. That was rough. Those points that we couldn't stop him. Those points we did. But Jerry Jeudy, 5 catches, 140 yards, and a touchdown. A 92-yard bomb that almost sealed the game for them.
It wasn't a crazy bomb.
Well, it wasn't a bomb, but it was for 92 yards. Probably like a 20-yard pass, and then he ran it the rest.
Yeah.
Noah Fant, 4 catches, 48 yards. Defense.
That's it?
Yeah, that was it.
I felt like he did a lot better than that, dude. He made clutch catches then.
Yeah, he did.
Remember, I was like, fucking fat.
Yeah. D. Jones had 1.5 sacks. Kareem Jackson had a interception, which was one of the worst, probably the worst throw for an interception that Derek Carr's made all year, because a lot of his interceptions came on tips and stuff. This one was just the corner just cleanly jumped the route, and Yeah,
and you could tell the corner was there too. You could tell he was like trying to like sniff out that play. So that was on Derek Carr not seeing that like at all.
yeah, exactly. And then Justin
And
Simmons had an interception.
I'd say that interception, uh, Darren Waller had the ball in his hands. It was thrown a little high, but it got tipped off his hands into
Yeah,
the.
that was a tip, which I feel
And
like we've seen 8 of those tips this year.
and then Derek Carr had almost had another interception, bro, where he was like falling and he checked it to the receiver and the
Yeah,
defender almost got it.
yeah. I don't know. I mean, yeah, that one, and there's also the one where he threw it to Josh Jacobs when he was covered instantly, but he threw it high, so nobody got it. But it was like, what are you doing? That could have been a pick too. And then the I don't know how to say this guy's name, but Ojamudia, I guess he's a corner actually. He's a pretty big corner. He had 2 forced fumbles.
Oh damn! I think it was a linebacker, bro. The way he was
Yeah,
smacking those fools around.
Darren Waller, and then who else lost the other one? Josh Jacobs lost
Renfro.
one, right?
Was it Josh? Yeah, it was Josh
He
Jacobs.
recovered it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's a good. I mean, if your corner's forcing fumbles, I mean, you gotta
Yeah,
love that. Like, that's crazy.
yeah. Bro,
2.
yeah, like oh, and he knocked out Henry Ruggs.
Oh yeah, Henry Ruggs died. Uh, came back to life though, but it looked like he died for a little bit.
Bro, Henry Ruggs went face first into his shoulder pad.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad.
Yeah, it was nasty.
Um, but yeah, that's the stats. So I guess now we can kind of break down the game, like our thoughts on the final game, how everyone played. We want to start with the offense.
Yeah, Derek Carr, I guess, is the main one.
Here.
I think he did good enough to win. They said that he's going to be the starter for the foreseeable future. I like it. I think he's better than Mariota.
Yeah. And where we're at in the draft, it doesn't seem like we'd be able to get a top quarterback anyways.
Yeah. Like I said, if for some reason you ever think there is a better cornerback or quarterback that's available and you have the pick, then obviously do it. But you don't have to waste it, like to get
Yeah.
something that'll help, especially on defense.
Yeah. My thing is too, like we scored 32 points. We've been a top scoring offense this whole year.
Yeah.
I'll never understand all you idiots out there that claim to be a part of the Raider Nation that put Derek Carr's name in the dirt, bro.
Yeah. For every single game.
Constantly.
Yeah.
Like if we would have lost this game, well, no, forget this game. The last game, when we lost the last game. People are saying it's Derek Carr's fault because we were 0 for 10 on 3rd down and all this stuff. Yes, that's not a good stat. Yes, you should do better than that. Yes, you should do this, you should do that. But at the end of the day, he had the team winning with
Twice. He
24
had two
seconds,
game.
right? Or 19
He
seconds,
had,
whatever it was.
yeah, but he had like 2 game-winning drives at the end right there, like
Yeah.
that he came back from being down.
So that's the thing that kills me. Same thing with this game. They had a chance to win. The Broncos, the same scenario, but the defense clutched up. But if they would have won, people would have said, "Well, Derek Carr threw 2 interceptions. He underthrew some stuff over whatever." Yes, that's the case, but it doesn't matter. We were winning. The offense had us winning.
Yeah.
So
And then at the end of the game, we went for the 2-point conversion, right? Which the Broncos helped the Raiders out, I believe, because
timeout.
yeah, the Broncos called the timeout. But dude, we got rid of like this was a John Gruden mistake, I think, that was gonna happen. All our star players were leaving the field.
Yeah.
And Derek Carr, you could see him like asking Gruden, like, where's Darren Waller? Darren Waller, get back in here. He was calling Darren Waller. And then the Broncos called the timeout and they put Darren Waller in and they changed the lineup a bit, which ended up being a touchdown to or a 2-point conversion to Waller.
Yeah.
And so that's the part where I think it's on John Gruden that we don't score sometimes because he tries doing these not even fancy actually, like he just tries doing these plays where like, all right, none of our players are in, so it's probably gonna be a run. And then it's a pass. It seems like he's trying to trick the team, but it doesn't matter that they don't know what's going on because the players that are on there can't make the play anyways. They can
Yeah.
catch up to it.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah, that's true. And I seen in the press conference they were saying they knew the player they were running or something like that, but they the personnel they kept switching. Should we do like two receivers, one tight end, and whatever? And they kept switching it up. No receivers, all tight ends. Like,
Yeah.
but what
Just
that
put your best
timeout though?
players.
What about that
Just put your
timeout
best.
though?
Yeah.
If I'm the
The
Broncos, I'm
Broncos?
not calling a timeout.
Yeah, I know they're stupid, but they were confused too. I get it, but I don't know. I feel like the Raiders were more confused, so they
Yeah,
have a
if I
chance
see
to.
a team that's confused, bro, and might get a delay a game, I'm
Yeah,
not calling timeout. Defense
yeah.
just I'm gonna call a play and you guys
Cover,
hopefully hold the
cover a guy,
yeah,
cover a guy.
just
Stick
cover a
a
guy,
guy.
bro. Uh
Everyone call their guy they want to defend and just defend
yeah.
it.
For me though, Derek Carr, I think played one of the worst games he played this year
Oh yeah,
because one of the picks, I don't blame him fully, like I said, the tip, but the one was terrible. The other one was
yeah,
terrible. It was in the second half where we needed not to do terrible. And he also had some throws that were a little off.
yeah. A lot of underthrown passes, which
Yeah.
would have been for sure like touchdowns. Um, especially the Aguilar, which is kind of weird. Which they don't really. They usually like hit each other pretty good.
Yeah.
But there was one. There was that one on the left side of the field. He would have run it in for a touchdown if it was thrown in the end zone, but it was thrown a little bit under, so Aguilar had to like go on his knees and catch it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. That was the
And
first
then
57 yards.
yeah, and then the one on the there was one on the right where it was an incompletion to Aguilar. They were trying to say PI, but it wasn't. Um, he had to like dive to catch it too in the end zone, and if
Yeah.
it was thrown over, it would have just been an easy just drop in the bucket.
Yeah, it's weird because Derek Carr doesn't only underthrow balls; it's mostly overthrown if it's off.
Yeah,
So I was wondering, like, why is he underthrowing it so much? Like, is it groin injury? Is it awkward to have to put so much power into throwing like your
yeah,
stance?
to twist your hip.
Yeah, is that kind of like holding it back a little bit or what? Because it's just uncharacteristic to be underthrown like this consistently. Normally, it's
But Derek Carr was bombing at this game pretty crazy.
yeah, no, he was, but I just don't know if like his feeling was off of how
Yeah,
he I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't matter. They were not good throws. Um,
Darren Waller has been I like Darren Waller. He's been getting those deep touchdowns too. He's been running touchdowns in pretty consistently.
yeah,
I like to see that evolution.
yeah, for sure. Um, Josh Jacobs had one of his better games this year. Today, or not today, but the last game. Um, he didn't get over
He
100
put the team
yards.
he put the team on his back towards the end too.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like the second half, like the first half, nobody could do anything running. We were getting 1 yard, 2 yards consistently. They were stopping us, but the second half, they could not hold us back at all. Well, they couldn't hold Josh Jacobs. He's the only one that was doing good. He had 2 touchdowns on the day. The last one, capped it off for us to take the lead, or well, potentially take the lead. Uh, and they had the 28-yard touchdown run. Was that the last one or no? No,
Yeah,
right?
you know this is my
I think the last one was at the 1 yard line. And they thought he was going to jump, but I don't know. But he had 89 yards, average 5.9, which is good because his average this year has been under 4, which is not good. That's not good at
yeah.
all. But I think it's the line, bro. Overall, I don't think the line's performed well this year on rushing. I think passing they've done well, but rushing our
Especially with all the changeup we've been having.
yeah, our running backs will get hit in the backfield so much this year. I feel like
Yeah, for us.
it's been tough for them. But he still got over 1,000 yards, which is impressive. Uh,
I think that's pretty good for him.
yeah, another
Second year,
high, huh?
his second year,
Yeah, exactly. No, exactly. And he got over 10
2,000 yards.
touchdowns this year. So yeah, I mean, I think if we had our full line healthy the whole year, I mean, he would have had a monster year. I think he had a really good year. He had like 11 touchdowns, but the yards, I think the average and stuff would have been higher. But either way, I'm happy with him. I'm glad we got him. Obviously, he's like
Yeah,
one of our best players on offense. And he's so young still. He's like 22 or something. So,
yeah, hell yeah.
but a big surprise, not a big, kind of a big surprise, but a good surprise this game was we actually got our rookie wide receivers involved. That was fun to see, exciting to see.
Yeah, in the last game of the season.
Yeah, last game of the season, Henry Ruggs had 3 catches for 38 yards. Doesn't sound fancy at all, but he did have a nice 18-yard catch. Was he like ran and like just turned around and came back for 18 yards? But then I just like that we didn't just throw 50-yard bombs at him only. He got that 18-yard catch, then he got like a short 6-yard pass. Like I want to see him get involved in these shorter
We gotta
passes.
get him going. Yeah, we
Yeah.
gotta get him going. Get
So
his hands used to catching, bro.
exactly. So even though he only got 3 catches, 38 yards, this was one of the best games besides that one that he had really good, which is with the Chiefs.
That Chiefs game, yeah.
Besides that game, this is my favorite game of him because we used him a lot, and he only had 3 targets and he caught all three. I mean, I like that. And Brian Edwards had 2 targets and he caught both.
This is
What was a
definitely his
touchdown?
best game. This is his best game.
Yeah, his first touchdown of his career.
A tough catch too. It's like
Yeah,
a
tough catch.
crazy.
He actually kept the ball because when they showed him leave the end zone, he saw the ball in his hand on the bench. So that's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
he spun it. He spun it right for his like first celebration. He had it like
I didn't even
spinning.
pay attention. Did he?
Yeah, he had it spinning, and then like he went and scooped it up after.
Yeah. Yeah, that's dope. I feel like it probably feels so good to get your first touchdown in the NFL, like as a rookie,
Yeah,
especially
especially because
him. Last
you've
game.
had a celebration. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I said you've had this celebration planned since you left college. I'm assuming.
Oh yeah,
You know, he's like, this is what I'm gonna do when I score my first touchdown, and
yeah.
you're waiting and waiting, and finally the last game you get a.
Last game, bro. That's crazy. And the fact that you didn't play that much this year. He was supposed to be a big factor, but Nelson Aguilar really stepped up and kind of took the shine a little. I wouldn't say took the shine, but he got a lot of playing time. Well deserved.
And Brian Edwards got injured too. He had the foot
Yeah,
injury. And
yeah. Um,
speaking of Nelson Aguilar, before we go into any of this, or we read his stats real quick, and we'll talk about him real quick.
1 catch, 57 yards.
Okay. So I've seen people saying that we should re-sign him, and I see people saying that we shouldn't re-sign him. What do you feel like we should do with him?
I think we should re-sign him.
Yeah, I think
He's
so
our best.
too. Like, yeah, dude. Like he's Derek Carr's like favorite target.
Yeah. I mean, obviously depends.
The reason they're saying to not sign him is because he's taking away from Ruggs and from Edwards.
But I don't care. He's producing.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, well, it's their fault more than his fault.
And he's not really taking it away from him because Ruggs is playing.
Yeah,
Ruggs has played a lot of snaps when he's been not hurt or not on COVID list. So it's not like he's not playing. Edwards wasn't playing that much, but Ruggs is playing. It's just the targets aren't really there. And when they are there, they're just not connecting. But Nelson Aguilar, he's playing and the targets are there and they're connecting. So
yeah, and he's been like our best receiver this year. So it's like,
and he does it. He does it all. He's the
yeah,
deep threat. He can do the short catches. The acrobatic catches. Like
he'll have the occasional drops, but
yeah, he does it all. So it obviously depends on what he wants. If he demands a crazy contract, I mean, I don't know because we need a lot of other things that need to be addressed. But you cut Tyrell Williams, that has
there
to
you go.
save you 10 million.
Yeah,
Like
there
that
you
has
go.
to save you a good amount. So give that money to Nelson Aguilar or whatever. You probably don't have to even give him that much. Yeah, I think we keep him.
Yeah, I think so too. It's crazy that people are saying don't like
That's
re-sign him.
insane.
Yeah,
I do think it's
and
dumb
then
that
and
we
then
earlier.
what was that? Oh
I
yeah, we didn't
think,
re-sign him earlier.
yeah, I do think that's dumb.
But let's just say we do get rid of him. The next year, people are going to complain that we got no receivers. Like,
Yeah,
you know, the same people probably saying to get rid of him will be the same ones saying like, well, what the hell's like, how come we don't got no one?
exactly. Um, yeah, so I guess. Well, I guess we can talk about the defense. Defense.
Oh, one last thing about Derek Carr.
All right.
Sometimes he does overthrow the balls. Sometimes he'll throw it out of bounds. But most of the times, Carr can hit it on the money, bro. He can throw the like ball in perfect spots. It's pretty crazy.
Oh yeah.
So like that's why like well I thought of that for because the Nelson Aguilar like you know how he's been playing like way better with Derek Carr than
Yeah.
Philadelphia. And then that Brian Edwards catch, dude, was like right on his shoulder perfectly.
Oh,
It's
bro,
like
that throw
where
was
he can only
the
get it.
defender had no chance. It was the perfect throw. Only Brian Edwards can get it.
So, and Derek Carr does that a lot, dude.
Yeah.
He does that a lot. But
Well, actually, I guess before we get to the defense, since this is the last game and we're not gonna be able to watch them play for a while, I guess let's give our final like scores, grades, or whatever of the team of the offense.
the offense,
Well, let's
I'd
do
say
positions first, or let's do like players first. Derek Carr, what does he get for the year?
so. Quarterback group, pretty much though, just Derek Carr.
Yeah.
I think Derek Carr gets a B.
Any explanation, or you want me to go?
Um, he's he's maybe he's not an elite quarterback, like top five, but top 15 for sure. Arguably top 10 if
Mm-hmm.
people want to like pick hairs on that. But what more do you want? A quarterback that can make good throws, quarterback that's not going to get too many turnovers. Uh, yeah, maybe sometimes he can scramble more, but this year he scrambled a lot more.
Oh
It
yeah.
seemed he ran it, dude. This last game he ran it in for 4th and 1, pretty
Yeah.
good. Before he was pretty shitty at that. Seems like he'd always get stopped
Yeah.
behind the 1 yard line. Um, I don't know. He does sometimes. I think he throws the ball too hard. Like every throws are like too. I don't know. He just bombs it at you. He thinks he's LeBron James throwing a pass to his teammates. Just like chucks it at you on nasty.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe if that's a criticism of mine, maybe he can like work on softer throws, like when it doesn't have to be a straight bullet.
Yeah. When it's a 3 yard pass.
Yeah, you don't gotta check it at a dude's face.
Yeah. Because that's a lot of times when the tip balls happen
Yeah,
and it gets picked off.
yeah. So maybe that, but
So
other than that, I mean, he does do some boneheaded decisions. Sometimes he does hold on to the ball too long. He did fumble a lot this season,
yeah.
so that's why I can't give him an A because of that. But other than that, I mean, I feel like every other quarterback kind of has similar things, anyways.
Yeah. I'm gonna look up actually.
And then Marcus Mariota, he did pretty good for being the backup, even though we are paying him a lot, so that is expected.
Yeah, my
But
issue with Mariota is he wasn't available for so long,
yeah, for us, and
which
we're
we
paying him a
needed
lot of money.
just in case if we did need him.
Yeah. And then two, my issue with Mariota, which isn't Mariota's fault, more John Gruden's, but we need to put him in more packages, bro. Like every once in a while, just do like throw him in there, so he might either run or he might pass, but just
Yeah,
just to keep the defenses confused or keep momentum going or keep hype going.
yeah, no,
So
for
what
sure.
would you grade? What would you grade the position
Uh,
slash Derek Carr group?
so I probably give Derek Carr I probably give him a B plus. B, yeah, I can't give him an A. I can't give him an A for a few reasons. You pretty much said most of them. Uh, yeah, sometimes it's just some bad plays being made. The fact that him and Henry Ruggs couldn't connect when Henry Ruggs is wide open. I mean, you guys. I know there's no off season, no this, no I get it, but you guys practice every day together. You
Yeah,
have to connect on these. Uh,
you got to. You got to
so
get that guy going.
yeah, there's some of that. There's the fumbles is the biggest one for me. I feel like he had 10 fumbles this year.
I think he had more.
Yeah, probably more. I feel like one game he had like four.
He had like 5 against the Falcons.
Yeah, it was bad, bro.
Like every time he got touched, is
Yeah. So, hold on, this isn't even all the. Hold on, real quick. So that the thing I do like though is I did see improvements. I do think he's more comfortable in the offense. I like that he commands the offense more. I like all the crazy audibles, whether they're legit audibles or he's just saying stuff to confuse the defense. No matter what it is,
Cindy Gruden.
yeah, exactly. I like all that. Um, I can't find this stuff, man. This is annoying.
Yeah, I do like too that him and Gruden are more on the same page this year.
Oh yeah, for sure. Um, bro, come on.
And Derek Carr did say he believes he's playing the best football he's ever played, and he feels bad for like quarterbacks like Sam Darnold and
Yeah,
other young quarterbacks.
coordinators and switch coaches all the time.
Yeah, because he pretty much understands, you know. He says he feels bad that everyone's quick to hate on him when it takes a while to get used to the NFL.
Yeah. But yeah, so the turnovers for sure. But like I said, I also like you said, he's running more this year. He didn't run too much the last 2 games, but he has a groin injury, obviously. Um, but he's definitely when he's seen to open the green, he's been able to run, and he has the infamous putting the ball out every time he runs.
Dude, yeah, I hate that.
Every time he runs, he does that.
And then you see Marcus Mariota slam dunk it in the end zone with no problem, like no fumble or
Yeah,
anything. You know, it's like, oh, what?
but overall, though, I didn't think he threw too many interceptions. I don't think a lot of them were on him.
A lot, yeah, a lot of them were tipped, like you were saying earlier.
Yeah. So I think a B plus is pretty solid. And then Mariota, when he came in, I think he played fantastic his first game. So I'm not mad at the quarterbacks.
Yeah, it's obvious the quarterbacks weren't at fault for
Yeah.
maybe like maybe 4 games max the quarterbacks were at fault that we didn't win the game or the offense as a whole. But I think that's fair. I think they're not gonna have the perfect game every time, especially against crazy defenses.
Yeah.
Like that's why your defense got to step up when your offense can't.
Yeah. My biggest thing is Derek Carr proved he can outplay Drew Brees and Patrick Mahomes. So,
Yeah, exactly.
and we have no defense.
Yeah, exactly.
Patrick Mahomes should throw 500 yards and 6 touchdowns on our defense. And Drew Brees should do the same thing. So the fact that Derek Carr outplayed them both, I mean, that tells me enough. Derek Carr is our quarterback. And if you think he's not a really good quarterback, you're crazy.
And Derek Carr at minimum is not the problem.
Not at all.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. At minimum, like whatever you have to say about him, maybe he's not the best, maybe he's not, whatever everyone has to say. The only thing you have to admit is he's not the problem on our team.
Yeah, exactly. Not at all.
Even though they'll never admit it, those
Yeah,
haters.
what about the
He's
running
like the best He's like the best quarterback we've had in like forever, bro.
Oh, no, I think he's the best quarterback we've ever had in history of the Raiders football.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's true. The only thing he doesn't have are the Super Bowls, but
Yeah.
it's a team thing too, man.
Yeah. Well, it's a definite team thing, but also like I don't go past like the 90s, bro. You go past the 90s, every quarterback was garbage in my opinion.
Yeah.
And what I mean by not every quarterback, but most quarterbacks were garbage. All these Hall of Famers, bro, you see their stats, you see highlights, they're trash. They would not even be in the NFL today. That's my opinion. Look at Troy Aikman, bro. Look at his stats. Disgusting.
And then people are gonna say, well, the defense is able to hit back then. The defense is able to play.
No. Just look at these throws being made, bro. These backups are making better throws. Mariota lost his job. Mariota would be the MVP every single year. Like, bro, Johnny Manziel would be out there balling. Like, come on.
Hey, Johnny Manziel was like an old quarterback, bro. It's like the party.
Yeah. What do you think about our running backs, though, man, for this year?
This year?
Looks like pretty much the dominant ones were Josh Jacobs and Devontae Booker for the most part.
I'll say B minus.
B minus.
This last game we used Theo Riddick because Rashard Washington, Jalen Richard wasn't available.
Yeah.
And I kind of like Theo Riddick as our pass catching running back. I feel we should involve him more. Um, Obviously Josh Jacobs. I like Josh Jacobs. He didn't start out the season as good as I had hoped.
Yeah,
Kind of like the first couple games he did really good, and then he teetered off. And then the last couple games he kind of started coming back stronger too. He did get 1,000 yards, but he's not at the. He didn't play. He didn't perform to the level I wanted him to play. But who am I to say that?
yeah. He missed
But
one game.
yeah, he missed a game. Devontae Booker, I think, is a pretty good number two. He should not have the most carries on our team,
Yeah,
but him being the contemporary back, I think he's pretty good at that. He can get chunk yards, especially when the defenses are tired. He can like break a 23-yarder out of nowhere.
yeah,
So for a while, he was the one getting the explosive runs, and Josh Jacobs was just like getting the churning the 4 to 8 yard runs.
yeah,
So I like Booker.
yeah. So Josh Jacobs, he finished the year with 1,065 yards, 12 touchdowns, 3.9 average. Devontae Booker had 93 attempts, 423 yards, 3 touchdowns with a 4.5 average. So pretty much tells you Devontae Booker was more productive when he had the ball, um, but he also has a way smaller sample size.
Yeah,
Uh,
I feel like if he had as many carries as Josh Jacobs, he wouldn't have done
no, and I
as
think
good.
it was, and I think if it was reversed, I think Josh Jacobs would have a better average than 4.5.
Yeah, but and we've seen Devontae Booker in some games try to take for some reason get more carries than Josh Jacobs sometimes, or for like a longer span.
Yeah,
Every once in a while, they would take Josh Jacobs out, like maybe 2 or 3 games
yeah,
for like a good amount of time, and Devontae Booker couldn't do it.
yeah,
But when he is that second guy, just like have him come in every once in a while and get those big yards, it's pretty sick.
yeah. And I think it has to do with too. If Josh Jacobs is in, you're gonna assume more that they're gonna run.
Yeah,
That's just how I
exactly.
feel. So you're gonna stack the box more, all that different stuff. Like we said, they've all been hit in the backfield a lot this year. Um, I am happy though that Josh Jacobs did get more receiving this year than
Yeah,
his rookie year. He got like nothing his rookie year.
that's a good trade-off.
Yeah, this year he had 33 catches for 238 yards. Devontae Booker had 17 catches for 84 yards. So I do like that.
Excuse me.
I'd
And
probably
then Jalen Richard, he came in, did his thing.
Yeah, he had 22 carries, 123 yards, a touchdown, 5.6 average, 19 catches, 138 yards. That's
We
about
used
it.
them a lot for catching. And then, like I said, I like Theo Riddick. He he uh he did pretty good for his catching in this last game. So I
Yeah,
hope we see more of that from him.
yeah,
If
I,
if we get rid of Richard, then that sucks, but that's how it goes.
yeah. I'd probably give our running backs a B plus as well.
I said B minus.
No, I mean B plus because I said quarterbacks B plus as well.
Okay.
Uh, the reason why for me is because I mean Josh Jacobs scored 12 touchdowns. You got to love that. Devontae Booker was a really good surprise pickup for us. I think like you said, he played really good in the backup role. Almost getting 500 yards in a backup role is really good. Um, yeah, he was just a good change of pace. My issue is, I mean, Josh Jacobs definitely played hurt this year. You can tell because there was parts in this year, like towards the end, where you seen he was moving a little different. Like you can tell he was getting a little healthier, but then he kept getting banged up. He kept having to get out. Um,
He had that hip injury at the beginning of the year that you could
yeah,
tell affected his running style.
yeah. Um, but also like I really think our line did not play very good this year when it comes
Yeah.
to the run. But we'll talk about the line. But
We'll get into that a little bit more.
too many times I've seen Josh Jacobs get hit behind the line of scrimmage. Too many times I've seen no holes open. I mean, it was just tough. It was just tough overall. I don't know,
And
but
then another thing too that I can't blame on the running backs is some of our plays, our running plays.
mhm,
Sometimes I don't feel like they're creative enough.
Yeah.
I get that we have guys that can block and, pretty much just like, hey, our guy's gonna beat your guy straight up. But every once in a while, you got to throw in those trick plays too, just to keep them on the edge, man. Or,
Yeah.
or just something like creative, just to keep them guessing. You can't let a team figure out what you're gonna do. Also, we always run like on first down, which doesn't help us because teams know they should stack the box on the first play of the game or the
Yeah.
first play of the drive.
No, for sure. We definitely need to mix it up more. I really hope Gruden goes back and if we keep Greg Olson and Gruden, obviously, I hope they really go back and figure something out. Like write
Yeah.
us new plays. They think it's a new creative ways to do something in 2021. What do you think about the offensive line though overall? It's been tough for us. We've been hurt a lot, COVID a lot.
See,
Yeah, it's a good one.
uh, I mean, see, because they didn't do too good, but then at the same time, we've had like we different players starting, so I feel like they did pretty good for being just so inconsistent with like who's playing next to
Yeah,
each
that's
other.
the tough thing about this. You want to give
Yeah.
them like a lower grade, but then at the same time, you kind of have to boost them up a little bit because they went through so much different stuff.
Yeah. So Trent Brown never played. Incognito got hurt for the longest time.
Yeah, Incognito played like one game, right?
Yeah, I think he played like one or two.
Yeah, bad.
Trent
Um,
Brown played 5 games.
yeah. Uh,
Rodney Hudson's been the rock.
yeah, he's the only one that stayed solid. Everyone else, I feel like, has had to come
Gabe
out
Jack
a little bit,
Gabe
or
Jackson's been getting paid 9 million this year, and I don't think he's played up to 9 million. I think they said he was like the 44th ranked player in his position, which doesn't sound like he should be getting that much money for that.
yeah, yeah. I think I agree with you with the C rating. Yeah, it's tough, bro. I feel like I got to give. I feel like I got to throw that plus in there, C plus, because
But-
injuries and COVID has. I don't know, but yeah,
and then and then our line too, compared to other teams, sometimes wasn't too bad for being.
yeah,
So I'm not mad at the C plus,
yeah. I mean, like,
but
I really feel like they struggled in the run blocking, the pass blocking. Yeah, we had like some sacks, but we didn't give up like 40 sacks this year. I think it was, we're in the 20s somewhere or something, but I think C's good though. C plus C. I think that's good.
there was some games though, man. It's just once our line was just getting picked on, they just stopped like playing. They would just get rolled over for whatever reason.
Yeah,
But I'm not mad at C plus. I guess the reason I say C is because I know our team can be a B plus A line.
yeah.
It can be,
No, for
and
sure.
we didn't have that, so I think it's worse for us because we know they can be like
Yeah,
so good,
it's
but
crazy.
when
We
we see
had
it,
that last year.
yeah, when we see it, we're like, damn, these fools are trash. But like compared to other lines, it's like, damn, these fools aren't too bad,
Yeah, they're not too bad.
and it's
Exactly.
and it's not even the starters, yeah. So
Yeah.
I think that's our views is a little more skewed too because
No,
we're
yeah, for
spoiled
sure.
on the line.
What about our receivers, bro? It's tough.
Tom Cable gets a big shout out too for doing good with all he's been given.
Yeah.
But our receivers, that is a hard one.
Yeah, it's tough. No
I'd
Tyrell
say a B.
Williams. B. It's a little high, I feel like.
You feel it's too high?
A little bit, not so crazy, but I don't know.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
What
That's why
why
it's good.
B?
Are we including the tight end with the?
You want to? Or we can do that separate because we have a lot of tight ends and
Okay. All right, then if we don't include the tight end, the B minus.
okay.
So who's our leading receiver? Or not leading, but who's our star receiver pretty much? Aguilar, right?
I mean, maybe Hunter Renfro might have had more catches, but the big plays came from
No.
Aguilar.
There's Aguilar, yeah. Because Renfro would just pop up out of nowhere, I feel like, which isn't bad, which is good.
Yeah,
Especially he popped up when we needed him.
yeah. No, definitely Aguilar because he's the only one that even got close to 1,000 yards and all that.
Yeah. And um So Aguilar, our leading receiver.
Well, do you want me to read the stats for you for our receivers real quick?
Sure. Yeah, that way I can kind of.
All right. So Nelson Aguilar, he played all 16 games, started 13. He had 48 catches, 896 yards for 18.7 average, 8 touchdowns. Yeah. And then next in line, Hunter Renfrow had 56 catches. He played all 16 games.
So they're both reliable.
Yeah.
Which you want. Which you want.
Exactly. 56 catches. The thing about this though, so Nelson Aguilar had 82 targets, 48 catches. Hunter Renfrow 77 targets, 56 catches, 656 yards.
Hold on. I just got news saying Josh Jacobs was arrested for DUI this morning.
Oh wow. Wow.
He was driving his car through everything. Sorry, go on.
56 catches, 656 yards, 11.7 average, 2 touchdowns for Hunter Renfrow. Who's next? Henry Ruggs, I guess. Henry Ruggs had 26 catches, 452 yards, 17.4 average, 2 touchdowns. He also ran the ball 9 times for 49 yards. And then I guess the last one we can do is Bryan Edwards or Zay Jones, 14 catches, 154 yards and a touchdown. Bryan Edwards, 11 catches, 193 yards and a touchdown. That's our receivers.
I
And
say give it
Tyler
to Zay
Williams
Jones.
did not play. That's our other receiver.
Yeah. Give it to Zay Jones.
Didn't get rid of Zay Jones?
Yeah, I don't feel like we should pay him. He's not doing anything. Except almost punching Bryan Edwards in the face after scoring a touchdown. uh, yeah, so yeah, B minus. It's crazy because maybe the stats don't sound too good, but okay, Aguilar and Renfro are clutch. They got hands for the most part. Renfro more, but on third down, Renfro pops up a lot. Ruggs was underused, but see, this is why the stats don't tell the full picture. Other teams have to worry about defending Ruggs big time because if you don't double team him or if you don't like plan around him, he's gonna take it to the house.
Yeah.
Bryan Edwards, he's underutilized. And like I said, the stats don't look too crazy, but those guys are perfect complements to Josh Jacobs and to Darren Waller. Like they may not be the main focal point every time, but when you have everyone focusing on Jacobs and Waller, they come in clutch. So I think they did their job. They worked in the offense they were told to work in perfectly. So that's why I say B minus.
I'll probably go with the C plus. Everything's a plus. I'll probably go with the C plus. For me, the biggest thing is availability. Tyler Williams was not available. He was our star receiver. So our star receiver did not play this whole year.
Sounds like last year.
Yeah, exactly. But worse though, because at least last year he played a little bit.
I was talking about Antonio Brown.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So that's a big thing for me. Bryan Edwards availability again, hurt, COVID. Henry Ruggs availability again, hurt, COVID. Hunter Renfrow hurt. I don't think he had COVID but he was hurt.
But he played all 16 games.
Yeah, he did. And then who am I missing? Aguilar. He's the only bright spot as far as like a consistent bright spot. But like we're saying, underutilized for sure. Bryan Edwards, Henry Ruggs, he played a lot, but underutilized because next year we can't just keep him as a decoy. It's not gonna work.
Especially if teams are like, well, they're never going to throw to him anyways. Why even?
Yeah, it's not going to work. Hunter Renfro, I mean, he's consistent as well. Um, my biggest thing is my biggest thing is availability, and I feel like we didn't use our receivers in the smartest ways. Henry
And
Ruggs,
I feel, oh, go for it. My bad, go for it.
well, to say Henry Ruggs not getting targeted that much. No, hardly any screen passes to him. We throw screen passes to Witten, not him. Brian Edwards not playing enough. Brian Edwards is a big, strong guy. He plays like a big, strong guy. He plays like Megatron, Julio Jones. He plays all the big guys. He plays like them. Whether he is skilled to them, I don't know. He's only 22, but he plays like them. He needs to be in the red zone every single time, throwing jump balls at this guy, like doing stuff. Like I know if we had Tyrell Williams, that'd be his job, but
Have them both in.
have them both in.
Yeah.
And obviously, if Tyrell Williams couldn't play because he's hurt, but Brian Edwards needs to be playing more, bro. I personally feel Brian Edwards might be our number. If we're gonna have a number one receiver, he might be the future number one, and Ruggs is the number two. Because Brian Edwards is more realistic, and he has more overall skills. Ruggs is a fast guy; he has hands as well and all this stuff. But Edwards is your more traditional receiver. So I just feel like we're underutilized. I think Edwards
Especially,
be decent though.
especially when our red zone offense wasn't too good.
Yeah. No, exactly. But I hope we keep everybody. Like I hope we don't lose Nelson Aguilar. He's only 27 years old. He can literally play for at least 8 years, 5, 6 years, like solid. Hunter Renfro, only 25. Obviously want to keep him. Zay Jones, yeah, I wouldn't be mad if we got rid of Zay Jones. There was a lot of hype around Zay Jones this year that he's most improved player and he's gonna. He didn't really do much. He didn't really do much. And then Brian Edwards, I just hope we get him more involved. He's only 22, and then obviously our number one pick. I hope he gets more involved. Henry Ruggs, he's only 21, so.
So Zay Jones, his best game was probably against the Bills, and that's only because he did really good for like one drive.
Yeah.
We're just like targeting him like insanely for that one drive, and then that's it.
Yeah, and I feel like that was later in the game where it didn't really matter anymore.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
But
No, I think you're wrong. I think it was to start off. I was like, okay, I guess Zay Jones is gonna go ham, and yeah, it just.
yeah. So yeah,
So if we get rid of Tyrell and we get rid of Zay Jones, we could still bring in another receiver.
yeah, but I don't think we should.
Yeah, I'm just saying if we, it wouldn't hurt to have another guy that we need a receiver that you can throw the ball to that'll just catch it, that'll snatch it out of someone's hands, snatch it like.
Yeah, I think that's Brian Edwards though.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously we don't know. He hasn't played that much. I just for some reason feel
Yeah.
like Brian Edwards is that guy more than Henry Ruggs is.
Yeah.
But maybe
I don't know. I wouldn't be mad with one more receiver. Just that's reliable, bro. Just someone. Obviously not Fitzgerald, but like you can throw anywhere around him and he'll catch it. Like,
it's just tough when you know the defense is so bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that's the thing that's so tough, bro. Yeah, I don't know. But anyways, though, I say we get to the defense.
Okay.
What do you start with?
Quick run through tight ends.
Oh yeah, tight ends. Forgot. Go ahead.
A+. Just because our group. Okay, not only just obviously the biggest reason Darren Waller just balled out.
Yeah.
He's our leading receiver.
Yeah. Literally broke records.
There is sometimes some balls hit his hands and he doesn't catch them, but it's not often. It just usually looks bad because
it's him.
He's yeah. And then Foster Moreau, I think he's really good. Another underutilized guy, especially compared to Jason Witten taking over all his snaps.
Yeah.
I like Jason Witten for the fact that he can mentor those guys. It looks like it did make a difference with Waller.
Yeah.
Probably with Moreau too, because when Moreau did get the ball, he's just gone. He'd get these chunk plays out of nowhere. Like what?
Yeah.
But I don't like the fact we use Jason Witten as as a like a leading. He had as many catches, more catches than Ruggs, almost the same amount as Waller. Like what? Like so. But other than that, I mean, that's not even a knock on him. He still caught the balls when they were thrown to him. So
Yeah. So A,
A plus,
A plus.
just because Darren Waller was lights out, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, he would do those insane catches where he was covered in.
Yeah.
Like there's no stopping him. Everyone knew the ball was going to him. The
Yeah.
worst game he had was against the Patriots, and that's just Bill Belichick taking away Darren Waller. So I'm not mad at that.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, I agree. A plus. Darren Waller solidified himself as top three tight end, arguably number one, arguably number two, arguably number three. Uh. Yeah, I mean he broke the record for Tim Brown's catch record. Went over 1,000 yards. Had 9 touchdowns. Foster Moreau is the best third string tight end in the league. He should be the second string. He probably could start for teams, honestly. He's only 23 years old. He had 7 catches, 140 yards, 20 average for 2 touchdowns. But he has hands, bro. He can catch. He can make crazy catches too. Like,
Yeah. Sometimes he'll bobble it, but he still catches it.
like he's somebody that he had 9 targets this year. He should have at least 30.
How much does Jason Witten have?
Jason Wynn had 17.
So that should definitely be flipped, but more, yeah, but more than there should be both of those combined. 26.
Yeah.
26 targets. Yeah.
So Jason Wynn had 13 catches, 69 yards, 2 touchdowns with a 5.3 average.
So yeah, I feel like
Jason Wynn, we got 5 yards. When we threw to Foster, we got 20 on average.
Yeah, exactly.
And then Derek Carrier came in with 1 catch for 14 yards, but he only had 1 at target, so he was 100% on his catch.
14 yards per catch.
Yeah.
Still more than Witten.
So yeah, I agree though, bro. Darren Waller to me, again, I don't know if he's the best tight end, but I don't really care if he's the best. He's one of the best. He's one of the craziest talents that there is in the league right now for the position he's in, and one of the craziest stories as well. So I'm happy for Darren Waller.
Yeah, yeah. You can't be mad at him being behind Travis Kelce.
Yeah, you can't because Travis Kelce's insane.
Yeah, I know.
And even if you want to throw George Kittle in the front, I don't really care. I'm just happy Darren Waller is a baller. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't care if he's number 1.
I'm happy he's even in that conversation, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. All right, bro. What do you got for the defense? Who do you want to start with, or what positions?
I guess.
There's all the negative to go with any position. So
Yeah, I think the defensive line, just because that's the front, right? That's where it technically starts.
So
From
let me run out some of these stats for you then for the defensive line. Okay, these don't look good. Jonathan Hankins, he had 1 sack, 48 tackles, 1 tackle for a loss, 4 quarterback hits. But the stats sound bad, but he's a good run stuffer. He wasn't in the backfield too much.
And he got that 1 sack after Paul Gunther was fired.
Yeah, exactly. Max Crosby, he had 7 sacks, 39 tackles, 14 tackles for a loss, 13 quarterback hits. That's our star guy on the line.
The only thing that I didn't like about Crosby is sometimes he doesn't wrap up.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to see, like a big guy like him, like just whiff on a tackle.
Yeah. Nassib had 5 pass deflections, 2.5 sacks, 28 tackles, 5 tackles for a loss, 9 quarterback hits. Cleveland Farrell had 3 pass deflections, 2 forced fumbles, 2 sacks, 27 tackles, 3 tackles for a loss, 10 quarterback hits, and he only played 11 games this year, so let's take that into consideration. Maurice Hurst.
And Nassib's getting a good amount of money, so.
Yeah. Maurice Hurst only played, again, 11 games, so take that into consideration. He had a pass deflection, half of a sack, 27 tackles, two tackles for a loss, and 10 quarterback hits. Arden Key um, played 14 games, two pass deflections, no sacks, 15 tackles, two tackles for a loss, 10 quarterback hits. Malik Collins, he only played 12 games, no sacks, 15 tackles, no tackles for a loss, one quarterback hit. That's not good.
That's terrible. And we're paying him a lot too.
Yeah. And then the last guy will be,
What about Vic Beasley? He's been playing, which kind of doesn't count.
he's not even on this list. So I don't know if he didn't record anything. I don't know. He's not even on here. But the last person's Kendall Vickers. He played two
Oh
games.
yeah,
Well, he started two games. He had two sacks, 10 tackles, three tackles for a loss, three quarterback hits.
I like
That's
Vickers.
for a limited time. He didn't play the whole year.
Yeah,
So.
I was to say whenever we did see him in there, he actually contributed. So
Yeah, and he's only 25, so maybe that's a guy we should keep.
yeah, definitely over Collins for sure.
Yeah.
Um,
So what do you think?
it's kind of hard to say. It's a little bit of both. What I'm about to talk about. The grade, that a D.
You
Is
said
that
D?
D? Yeah, I think that's too nice. D minus. Yeah, I would
So
say D minus, bro.
okay, let me see real quick. So as a team, the defensive line got 15 sacks on the year. So not even one sack a game.
Yeah, so D minus. There's only one reason they're not getting the F is because we had Paul Gunther as our coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
I feel with the good amount of these guys, the same group of these guys, they should be able to play a lot better next year with a better defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
I don't see how we can have David Irvin, Vic Beasley, Crosby, Farrell, Hurst. Hurst was one of my favorites, even though he's not on there. Arden Key. I think so. Arden Key, he doesn't have a sack, which is insane, but he was there a lot.
Yeah.
He messed up the quarterbacks. I guess I think one of the most consistently out of all our guys.
Yeah. Well, he's also
But
the guy that he didn't wrap up on a few. He could have had some sacks, but they broke the tackle on him.
yeah, so I feel like with a better coordinator, they probably will. I mean, they can't be worse. You know, I
I
feel
mean,
like their game will step up big time, but
they can't be
we
worse.
don't.
They're worse than they were last year.
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying D minus, bro. The only thing saving them from an F is that Paul Gunther was the coordinator.
Yeah.
But this is unacceptable. Yeah, Crosby had 7 sacks, but
But he's the only one.
dude, quarterbacks would have all day. They throw all over us, dude. It was
Yeah.
embarrassing. Every quarterback we played looks legit.
Yeah.
That starts at the front.
The craziest thing, bro, is if you take Max Crosby out, I feel like our defensive line got like 5 sacks.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, come on. That's sad, bro.
And the only game that our defensive line played like a legit team was the first Chiefs game. I feel like,
Yeah, they played pretty.
and they were pressuring Mahomes all crazy. But yeah, that's it.
So D minus. I agree. I can't. I I cannot give them more than that. I literally cannot. There's
Yeah, it sucks to say it too.
yeah. When you look at these stats, I mean, forget the stats. When you just watch the games, you just like you said, there's hardly any pressure, bro. Every quarterback has the most time in the world, and then we get picked apart.
Tom
So
Brady's all throwing all over us, all
yeah,
nasty, and he's all running around.
it's bad. So
Sam Darnold doesn't score 3 touchdowns like the whole season, only the whole season, and then against us he scores three just in one game. Like what?
yeah, yeah, we need some
Uh,
help again.
Against the Dolphins, we need to not let him score, and we add on a 15-yard penalty because of a face mask.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
it goes on and on, dude. It's just
yeah. The biggest thing for me too is like, and again, I don't know what whose fault or what this is, but injuries, COVID, all this different stuff. You need to be available. The fact that Furl only played 11 games, Nassib played 14, but only started 5. Only Hankins and Crosby played every game. I'll say that. Like everybody else, they're either out from injuries or COVID or whatever it is, and that's not like you got to be able to play. And then when you're playing, you got to produce. So you're not playing and you're not producing. Like
Worst combination ever.
yeah, like so C minus, bro. Can't get any better than that. I think they do better next year with the new coordinator.
And then you see Alden Smith on the Cowboys like balling out
Yeah, no, exactly.
after not playing for how long, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. What do you think about our linebackers though? Another one, availability, trash for availability.
Yeah. I'd say a C minus. In this last game, dude, Littleton played like the Littleton I wanted to see all year.
Yeah, I feel like almost the last two
He didn't
games
miss a
he played
he
pretty well.
didn't he didn't miss a tackle though,
Yeah,
which is insane.
he's played well. He's played well. I think since Paul Gunther's been gone, but definitely this last game he's played his
he
best probably.
he played like a legit starter, but dude, I haven't seen Kwiatkowski as much. Is he injured or
Yeah, he's injured.
okay? So there's another one, dude. He was injured for the beginning of the season too.
So he's played 12 games this year, Kukowski. Littleton's played 14, and our other starter, Nicholas Morrow, played 14, but yeah, he played 14 as well. So nobody played all games.
So I give them a C. Morrow has the best potential. I think Kwiatkowski's the best one right now. Um, Kwiatkowski actually has really good potential too. I remember he played pretty solid for a while.
Yeah, he's definitely our best. He's played the best probably. He just didn't play that much.
Yeah, and two, it's kind of hard to, and it's hard to say on the linebackers because the defensive line did terrible. So like that's more pressure on them.
Yeah. Oh no,
Um,
it's a ripple effect, bro. And then once
yeah,
you talk
that's
about
what.
the corners and safeties, it's a whole ripple effect. Like,
So I'm giving them a C because it sucks because I don't want to grade them on potential because it's this year, you know. We're not talking about next year, but they showed flashes of each linebacker showed flashes of what they can be, and then each one showed flashes of what them at their worst.
yeah,
Um, but there's games where Littleton he covered really good against the Chiefs. The the Chiefs he was covering Kelsey good in the second game. I don't think he played, which kind of showed. Kwiatkowski when he's in there, our defense looks crazy. They look like they're at least in the right positions.
they're way better.
Whether they Yeah, whether they make the tackle or not, that's a different story. You know, whether they make a play on it or not, it's a different story. But at least they're there. And Murrow, dude's fast. He can pressure the quarterback nasty, forces fumbles. So his ceiling is high. He's still young too, but it looks like we technically can have a pretty good linebacker core.
Yeah,
But that's what we said at the beginning of the year too, and look what happened. So
yeah,
I don't know. I don't mind giving them one more try this next year.
yeah. I think I'll give him a C minus. Uh, again,
Don't even get me started on McMillan.
yeah. The biggest thing for me is availability. Nobody played every game. Uh, I think our best linebacker is Kwiatkowski. I think our best linebacker this year was Moreau. I think he had the most highlight plays, interception. He led the linebackers in sacks with 3. Um, and he just seemed to be more consistent everywhere. Like he was just there. I didn't see him
He
blow a bunch of pass coverages too much. I didn't see him like not wrap up as much as other people. Like I think overall he was just the most consistent. And it was a surprise because he was not the one to look at in the offseason. It was Kwiatkowski and Corey Littleton. And I think he stepped up the most. Uh like you said, Corey Littleton struggled early on this year for the first 3 quarters of the season. He had some highlights here and there, but nothing no consistency.
He couldn't tackle to save his life
Yeah.
for like the longest time.
He also missed 2 games, and I don't like that. Kwiatkowski, he only played 11 games or 12 games, so he missed 4 games. I don't like that. But when he was in, our defense did look better. They looked like you said, they knew where they were supposed to be. He was the vocal leader, calling the plays to everybody else and all that, making sure the linemen move over here, move over there, read the off, like all that stuff. So he's a big part of it. He definitely looked the best. He also had an interception, a nice one-handed one that was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
But overall, as a unit, they didn't play well together. Overall, as a unit, and like you said, that could be because the offensive or the defensive line was trash, so more pressure on them. So that's why it's tough even evaluating this defense, because who knows whose fault, like who made whose job harder and this and that, but they didn't just mesh well as a team. So I don't know.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, what we saw wasn't nice.
Yeah, and at the
And
end
then
of the
Paul
day,
Gunther.
yeah, and Paul Gunther, and at the end of the day, you got to at least make the tackle, whether you're
Yeah.
put in a bad position because of your teammates or your coach. When you were there, at least make the tackle, and that didn't happen all the time.
Yeah, if it's a 15-yard catch and then your missed tackle leads them to getting 10 more yards to a touchdown, like every game, at least once every game, it's like, how can you like say it's Paul Gunther, you know?
Yeah, yeah,
And then it seemed like sometimes they don't know how to tackle, like they would tackle awkward positions, bro. Or this last game too, they were like flying through the air all weird, like, and the defenders would jump over them.
yeah,
You know what I'm talking about? And then the other guy would get him. They didn't know how to gang tackle. This ever since Marinelli came in, at least it seems like all our guys are there.
yeah,
Before he came here, it seemed like it was just single tackle and like one on one. They'd take their turns on who gets to hit the guy.
yeah, yeah, yeah. This whole rough, man.
Sometimes they'd wait for the defender to get to them instead of them cracking the defender.
No, the offensive guy. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, sorry, my bad.
Yeah. No, yeah, it's weird, bro. With under Paul Gunther, they played so weird.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's hard to say.
Yeah. Well, what do you want to go with next? Corners?
Safeties,
All right.
because technically corner should be the deep. Nah, well,
I mean, you
safeties
don't
are there
want
too.
they shouldn't get past the safety, bro.
Yeah,
But if you want, we can
let's-
go from the line, linebacker, safety, then go on the outside to the corners.
yeah, yeah. That's what I was trying to. Because it like you said, it all has that ripple effect. So
Yeah.
that's why in my head I figured that'd be the good way. Yeah, let's go to safeties.
All right. So we had Jonathan Abram, Jeff Heath, Eric Harris. That was one other guy, I think. But those were the main three that played significant amounts. What would you give our safeties? Well, so let me tell you some stats first. So Jonathan Abram played 13 games. He had 2 interceptions, 5 pass deflections, 1 fumble recovery. He led the team in tackles with 86. He had 3 tackles for a loss and 4 quarterback hits. Eric Harris played 14 games, started 12. He had 5 pass deflections, 1 forced fumble, 61 tackles, 1 tackle for a loss, 1 quarterback hit. Jeff Heath played 13 games, only started 5, but he led the team in interceptions with 3, 4 pass deflections, 37 tackles, 1 tackle for a loss, 1 quarterback hit. So we have one of our safeties leading the team in tackles, the other safety leading the team in interceptions. What are your thoughts?
C minus. And the only reason they get a C minus and not anything lower is just because Abrams was there leading the pack, helping them out. He Abrams. A lot of people are hating on him. I think it's too early to hate on him.
It's his rookie year.
It's his first year pretty much. He still has a lot to learn. He needs to learn when to not make these stupid ass like boneheaded decisions, like just roughing people up for no reason.
Yeah.
He needs to stop roughing up his own teammates. I think he can learn that and will learn that over time. But his play like lights up our defense, bro. Well, they did,
Yeah.
but there's a lot of times where he was the only one doing anything on defense for a while,
Hmm.
and then there's times too where he'd do something that would cost our defense doing something good, and then they get the it's 1st and 10 or on
Yeah.
something dumb.
Yeah. His coverage skills need to improve. His decision
Yeah.
making is probably the biggest thing because sometimes he would be there, but then I remember there's one play in particular. I forget who it was against, but the quarterback ran like to the outside a little bit. He left his guy to
Oh, that
run.
was against Mahomes.
It was on and Travis Kelsey in the end zone.
Cassie, yeah,
Bro, he was there and he got off of his guy and then he wide open. Like you can't do that. You cannot do that.
you got
Let
to
your
cover your guy.
linebackers, let your defensive line handle Mahomes. Stay with your guy.
Um, but see that a little bit too is the fact that I like that and I hate it, but I think that's more the fact that our defense sucks. I think if he had good people around him, he wouldn't have to feel like he has to make every single play. I think in his head he was like, I have to be there to make it because they're not going to do it,
Yeah,
which goes in the fact that you gotta let him do it.
yeah. I'm not a. Obviously, there's improvements he needs to make, but I'm not a Jonathan Abram hater like a lot of people. I think he's solid. I think he's young. It's his rookie year basically, and he brings a lot to the defense. He does bring the bad plays, but that can get cleaned up. He brings a lot of big plays too, though, that hypes us up. And we play with no fans this year. If we had fans in the stadium, the defense would have played better because it would have been hyped. Big hits would have been a bigger effect. Like things would have been bigger. The offense
Yeah.
doesn't need fans because you want to be quiet. The defense, like that's what they thrive on is the fans.
Especially a shitty defense. They need as much help as they can get.
Much
You know?
energy, noise, and all that. Like that's what they thrive on. The offense can do well without fans. Defense, it's a different story.
You remember that game against the Kansas City Chiefs in Kansas City? They had a crowd there. They're playing like Raider, like classical rock music that the
Yeah,
Raiders played. And I was telling Matt, I was like, dude, I was like, this feels like a Raider game more than anything. I was
yeah.
like listening to the music they're playing and like the crowd, because there was like a lot of Raider fans there too.
Hmm.
I was like, bro, I was like, this feels like a Raider home game just because they're playing like the wrong type of music. Like
They're
it
hyping
felt
up.
like, yeah. And dude, our defense played really good that game. I don't know if that's, I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but I
Yeah,
feel like it helped out.
I think it definitely helped out a little bit at least. Like minimum, at least it helped out a little bit.
Yeah, it helped out enough for a shitty team to keep going.
Yeah. So what do you think about the contributions Eric Harris and Jeff Heath made for us this year?
I think they're good third stringers. I don't think they're starters. I don't think they're second stringers. Um, I like Jeff Heath more than Eric Harris because at least Jeff Heath, as a third stringer, you have him in every once in a while. He'll get an interception.
Yeah, he seems like a smart player. His athletic ability is not there, but he's a smart player.
I wish we kept Carl Joseph. Yeah, two pros, yeah.
Carl
You like
Joseph.
him and Abrams?
Carl Joseph made big plays, like Abram did, but
He was
even
just undersized. He was
undersized, but
just
even bigger
undersized.
plays. Like he had like, yeah, I don't know. He'd be our
And he
best
could hit too.
right now.
Yeah. I think him teaching Abrams would have been sick.
Yeah,
Or not teaching, but like sharing his knowledge.
yeah.
And they're both hard hitters.
Mhm.
Imagine you just get cracked by Abrams and then
Yeah,
Joseph rotates in and then you get cracked by him.
yeah. No, for sure. Well, so wait, what did you give the safeties overall? A C minus?
C minus.
I agree. C minus. I agree. Eric Harris played atrocious. Jeff Heath played well, but he also didn't play. There's also plays that he missed on things, but it's because he's slow. His athletic ability is
He's
not there.
old. Yeah, because he's old.
Um, Jonathan Abram, we talked about that already. I think he's going to be a future on the defense, one of the best players. He's not quite there yet, but he'll get there. Um, yeah, but we need another safety. We can't. Jeff Heath shouldn't be playing as much, and
Do
Eric Harris should
you
definitely
agree?
play as much.
You agree they're third stringers of anything? Like the Jeff Heath and Eric
Yeah,
Harris?
like I'm not mad if they play, but they should be playing 10 snaps max a game, like a rotational guy, not. in the whole game. You know.
Not the featured guy.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. So I think C minus as well.
Yeah, that's being nice, I feel
Yeah,
like.
that's definitely being nice.
And then cornerbacks.
Yeah, we had Trayvon Mullen, uh, Damon Arnett, Keyshawn Nixon, Isaiah Johnson, Daryl Worley, and Nevin Lawson. Let me see. So Trayvon Mullen played. Trayvon Mullen played every game. He got 2 interceptions, 14 pass deflections. He leads the team in that. The only person on our team to get more than 10. Well, yeah, because Nicholas Morrow had 9. No one else even was close. He had 64 tackles, 2 tackles for a loss. Sorry, Lamarcus Joyner as well as our slot. Lamarcus Joyner played 14 games, 5 pass deflections, 66 tackles, 6 tackles for a loss. Nevin Lawson played 14 games, 4 pass deflections, 2 forced fumbles, 1 fumble recovery, 1 sack, 61 tackles, 1 tackle for a loss, 1 quarterback hit. And then we had Damon Arnett only played 9 games. He had 2 pass deflections, 25 tackles, 1 tackle for a loss. Keyshawn Nixon played 15 games, only started 1. He had 2 fumble recoveries. No. Wait. Yeah, 2 fumble recoveries, 14 tackles, 1 quarterback hit. Isaiah Johnson, I mean, he didn't really play too much, but when he was in, 14 or 4 pass deflections, 13 tackles. And Daryl Worley again didn't play much. We got him late, but 2 pass deflections, 8 tackles. What do you think?
Isaiah Johnson mostly was that Chargers game.
Mm-hmm.
Damon Arnett, his hand was broken like the whole season.
Yep.
Um, so
And
out
he
of the
got hurt
cornerbacks,
different times every game. Like,
yeah, he had like a concussion that didn't go away. It seemed like, like that's not good. uh, C minus, dude. If Trayvon Mullen wasn't there, then
oh
a
my
D
goodness.
minus,
It might
F
be an F,
plus.
bro. It might be an F if he's not there.
Trayvon Mullen played pretty good.
Yeah.
He
He had a couple
he
bad games, but most of the time it was pretty good.
But what can you ask of him having like, dude, the defensive line didn't do anything, the linebackers weren't doing anything, the safeties weren't doing anything. Like, dude, how can he
Yeah.
cover every?
Like I can't cover for 20 seconds. Like you got to get in there. Like it's pretty hard to cover for 5 seconds. You want me to cover longer? Like,
Yeah. And so I understand that. Damon Arnett, I didn't realize he only played like 9 games.
yeah.
That's
Started 7,
crazy.
played 9.
That's insane. I thought he played more, but I think he can be the other guy. Um, but man, he's still young, man. And he's been playing injured, and he gets hurt every game. And Paul Gunther, it's a lot stacked against him. I'm
Well,
not ready to count him out yet. But
you know what's interesting? You say he's still young, which he is, but he's actually one of our older corners, and he's a
yeah,
rookie. He's 24 years old. Trayvon Mullen's 23, bro.
yeah,
And and then also Daryl Worley's only 25. Like he's like right up there as like one of the older ones, even though he's a rookie.
yeah. That is crazy. I didn't realize the guys are so young. That explains a lot, dude. And every other cornerback other than that, fuck them.
Yeah. Yeah. So, what do you think of Lamarcus Joyner this year, though?
Oh yeah, LaMarcus Joyner,
He played a little better.
he played better. Uh, uh, we're paying him a lot of money, which makes a big factor into this.
Yeah.
He's not performing near that. He did play better, but man, there's a lot of times too where I already knew the guy that was wide open was the guy that Joyner was supposed to be covering. I don't know if it was a Paul Gunther thing, it was a Joyner thing, but he would miss tackles too. He has potential. I hate saying that, but yeah, this year he didn't.
Nah, he's 30 years old, bro. We can't bring potential into this.
Yeah.
Nah, but I get you.
Well,
He does have potential.
yeah. If the and that's saying something too. If the whole team is doing good, then obviously he's gonna do good. And
Yeah,
does he deserve that much money? Because the rest of the team's doing good. They deserve it, right?
yeah. It's tough. Yeah. I will say I do think he played a lot better towards the second half of the season though. Um, but for the money, yeah, nah, not for the money.
Yeah. And then the whole Paul Gunther thing too. He had everyone in just crazy positions.
Yeah, that's where it's tough, bro, to even rank these guys. I feel like maybe like this defense is actually better than what they showed because of Paul Gunther.
Yeah.
Teams
And
are
then
showing up.
and then again with the whole defensive line, they're not getting any pressure, so
Yeah,
like everyone the joiners covering has time to do whatever they got to do to get open.
yeah, yeah. I agree with
And
you
the
though.
quarter and the quarterback has time to look downfield, to find those guys.
Yeah, I agree though. C minus. You said C minus, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And that's
agree.
us being nice.
I agree. I think if Trayvon Mullen's not on here, it's an F. I think Trayvon Mullen, personally, I know we're not doing individual players, but I probably give him like a B. I think he
Yeah.
played as best as he could with the situation. A lot of games he was pretty shut down. A lot of games there was some games he got a lot of penalties, but there was more games he played really well than games he did not play
You
well.
get those pass deflections,
Yeah,
he did good.
yeah,
You know what's sad? For every position we just got like one guy that's good. That's a starter. It's like there
yeah,
should be two starters like at every position.
yeah. No, that is
At
sad.
every position we just got one.
Yeah, that is sad.
If you look at our offense, bro, quarterback, two starters, potentially.
Hmm.
Wide receivers, two starters, Renfro and Aguilar. Um, Tight ends, Waller, Moreau.
Yeah,
Linemen, Hudson and Miller, Colton Miller.
yeah,
Like
yeah. That's true.
defense, you don't got none of that, dude. You need depth. Not only do you need starters, but you need guys behind them that are good. We didn't even got one guy that's like we just got one guy, dude. That's
Yeah. So we actually didn't do this, but what would you give the overall grade? The overall offensive grade and overall defense.
on special teams, they did good. We don't really ever talk about special teams, but this last game, the Broncos tried going for a 63-yarder and it got blocked.
Yeah.
So like it was already whack and then it got blocked, which is hilarious.
And then Ruggs could have
Um,
scored, but he didn't try to even
yeah,
try. He just like got hit out of
he
bounds.
didn't he didn't know what to do. He like picked it up and was like juking left and right, and no one was there.
Legit ran for like 40 yards, bro, and then literally make that one guy miss and it's a touchdown. But he didn't even try.
Yeah,
I don't know what was up with
he's
that.
not throwing the ball and like back
Yeah.
and forth in his hand. I was like, what the-
Yeah.
But as a whole, our team as a whole,
Well, offense as a whole,
offense as a whole, B plus,
defense as a whole.
D plus.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree actually. I think I agree with both of those. Yeah. B plus, D plus.
I was thinking C minus, but nah, D plus. They lost us.
I was thinking C minus as
Because
well, but not like your D. Like D plus is good.
they lost us the season.
Yeah,
They lost us the season. There's no.
I mean our offense scored like 27 points a game. That should be enough to
Our,
make the playoffs.
our defense gave up 32 points per game. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, sad. Sucks. Especially when you got some good guys on defense. Like some.
yeah. So actually, right here it shows we were 10th in the league on offense, 27.1 points per game. So a top 10 offense and defense. We were 30th out of 32. We gave up 29.9.
So we were an F.
Yeah. So we were a top 10 offense and a bottom two defense, points wise. You're not winning those games. You're not winning a season if you can't stop them.
Bro, I'm saying that we can at least average 20 points per game. like giving up on defense, I'm happy with that. Just because our offense should do better. That's sad, dude.
Yeah. And we still finished second in the AFC West, 8-8.
We still had a chance to go to the playoffs for
Yeah,
some
a lot of
reason.
positives to bring from this because we're really a few we're like one coach away and a few key players on defense of really turning it around if you think about it.
Yeah. Um, we won't talk about who we should get today.
Yeah.
We just did the review, so yeah, the 2020 Raiders' first season in Las Vegas, the inaugural season, we
Yeah.
went 8-8, which sucks. Which obviously would be better if we made the playoffs as our first
Yeah.
season here.
It's definitely a
But at least,
disappointment.
but at least starting it off, people will know like, well, you can expect good things out of the team and you can expect bad things. That's what football is, Las Vegas.
Yeah. Well, plus I also think like we like so like I said how we're kind of just a few players and a coach away because bro, we beat some of the best teams in the league.
Dude, okay. So about that. You know what made this season so bad compared to any other season?
What was
It's
that?
because we could beat the best team in the league
Yeah.
and we could lose to the worst team in the league.
Yeah.
What the fuck is
Yeah.
that?
Yeah. That's true. We literally
This,
beat
this,
the best team in the NFL and maybe the second best team in the NFC. Yeah,
and then we almost lost to the Jets, which we should have lost.
which we should have lost. Yeah, yeah. No, it's bad, bro. It's really
The
just
Falcons spanked
consistency.
us.
Yeah, yeah. 2021 got to be better, bro, in all aspects, in the everyday life, but also for football, like
Yeah,
Raiders.
for Raiders football, yeah. That's what I'm saying. 8-8 kind of fit us perfect because literally we could beat the best and we can lose to the worst. So
Yeah,
8-8 sounds about right. Damn. Uh, what I say? The worst we're gonna do is 9-10 or
7.
9-7, 9-10.
I don't remember even what
Nine
I
and,
said.
I think you said 10-6,
What I
and
said.
then the best was 11-5, and then mine was I think the best was 10-6.
Yeah. Um.
And we both could have been right and wrong because there was a couple games that were really close.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, one thing we forgot to talk about. So do it real quick. But the Russell Okung paid in Bitcoin.
Oh yeah.
That's gonna be
What do you
crazy.
think about that? Yeah, that's crazy
That's crazy.
because you could get paid bank, where dude, all your money can go down the drain.
Yeah. I think it's. I don't know. I think it's too late for Bitcoin. It's jumped so much. Like I feel like you get in now. I mean, it could jump again. You never know. But
Yeah,
I just feel like the odds must be low.
for that higher investment. But it wasn't his full contract, right? It was only like part of it.
Yeah, just a portion. And I mean, he's insanely rich already. Like he's not a young
Yeah.
guy. So yeah, that's interesting. I thought that was cool. I thought that was because I've never heard anything like that. Like pay me in
Yeah.
this, don't pay me in money.
Yeah.
Like
Get me an Applebee's $1 million gift card.
yeah, like that's crazy. Yeah. Yeah, that was wild. That was wild for sure.
For reals, man. And then Josh Jacobs getting a DUI is crazy. I don't know how NFL players, dude, they can afford like any Uber, any taxi. Like, bro, what's like $200? Let's just say to travel somewhere, compared to
No, exactly.
all the money they lose from sponsors and contracts, and just so.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what was he doing driving in Denver?
Yeah. I know.
Or maybe he was already back in
Yeah, he
Vegas.
had to have been back. There's no way he had a car. I mean, I
Yeah,
don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
yeah.
But yeah, that's the recap, man, of the Raiders season. Up and down season.
Josh Jacobs gonna do
Yeah, that's the
That's
perfect.
the,
That's the perfect way to end it. Josh
yeah,
Jacobs. That speaks for the whole season. We played like drunks.
yeah. And sometimes when you're drunk, dude, you can play lights out. You're
Yeah.
crazy. Sometimes you stumble,
Sometimes you're not there. Yeah.
you fall on your face. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, man, I'm gonna miss the Raiders, bro.
yeah.
That's the thing that sucks. The off season is too long to me. It's too long. I wish we had like the NBA had it this year. They had 10 days or like whatever it was. Like
Yeah.
they had a month.
I guess the playoffs will make it better. Watching basketball will make it a little better.
Yeah.
But dude, the thing that's worse for me is that gap between that the only thing on TVs in sports is baseball and golf. Yeah,
Yeah.
just golf and baseball, and then you're waiting for the NFL to like hurry come back.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. But now that we do this podcast though and all that, I feel like it's gonna be more fun to watch free agency stuff. Definitely draft news, like all this different stuff will be interesting.
Watch these other teams. So
Yeah.
you wanted to read the playoff picture real quick? Okay. Just who's in the AFC, who's in NFC,
Yeah,
and
we could do that.
which one we're gonna root for, I guess. And then we'll just stay updated after this. It was a good episode, a long one. I didn't think it was gonna be this long, to be
I
honest.
didn't either. I didn't think it would be this long at all. Let me see. NFL playoff
I
picture.
think this was my favorite one.
What episode?
Yeah, the sports. Yeah,
Yeah, I like this one. I like this one a lot.
because we like broke down the Raiders like pretty crazy,
Yeah.
sadly.
Yeah, sadly. So looks like we got AFC, we got Kansas City, Buffalo Bills, Pittsburgh Steelers, Tennessee Titans, Baltimore Ravens, Cleveland Browns, and the Indianapolis Colts. Those are the teams in the playoffs for the AFC. Who you got?
All right. So who I think is gonna win is the Chiefs, but who I'm rooting for, it's kind of a toss up between the Bills and the Browns. Um, I'm going for them because, dude, this is the Browns' first time, like in the
Yeah,
playoffs, and the Bills too. Like they won their division. When was the last time they did that? And they're actually a pretty good team.
they're
I
actually
don't
still
think
in the AFC, which is crazy.
I think I think the Browns aren't gonna make it far, but I'm gonna go for them until the wheels fall off.
Yeah. So actually let me tell you the matchups. Obviously the Chiefs have a first round bye, but we have the Colts versus the Bills is the first game that they're going to be facing off, right?
Who do you think got that one?
The Bills.
The Bills? I actually think the Colts got it, bro.
I think the Bills will
That's
take.
a good. That's a good one.
That's a really good game. Uh, yeah, that's a really good game. And then we have the Cleveland Browns versus the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Damn. I think the Steelers. The Steelers are gonna play. They're gonna go back to their how they were playing at the beginning of the season.
They just lost though to this team. They just played.
Yeah, but that's they weren't taking it as serious.
I know they started running.
And that's a chip on their shoulder too now.
Yeah. Uh, and then we got the Ravens and the Titans. Derrick Henry
I
versus
think
Lamar Jackson.
I think I had to just go with the Titans because they manhandled them last year. So,
Yeah, I agree.
dude, I bet the Ravens are like, what the fuck?
Not again.
Yeah,
Yeah, I agree there. I'm gonna go with the Titans. Uh,
and that's because Matt wasn't a Titans fan this whole season.
yeah, exactly.
You were saying they weren't real.
Yeah, exactly. Uh, and then so the team I'm going for, or the team I think is going to win is Kansas City, and the team I'm going for is probably the Titans because I was against them for so long.
Matt, remember the Titans?
So they proved me wrong. So I want them to win it all. Well, at least for the AFC. NFC,
And they probably have one of the best chances of beating the Chiefs too.
yeah. I mean, if Derrick Henry's gonna run for 200 every game,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
that's gonna be tough to.
You keep the ball away from Mahomes,
Yeah,
and you're just
just run it down.
scoring on this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
NFC, we got Green Bay, obviously number one. Then we got the Saints, Seattle Seahawks, Washington football team, um, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Los Angeles Rams, and the Chicago Bears. So who you think's gonna win it, and then who you going for?
So I'm probably wrong. Who I think is gonna win? The Saints. I think the Saints are gonna win it. But I've been saying this for like the past 3, 4 years.
Yeah.
So I'm probably wrong. Um, the Packers, dude, I don't think their defense is good enough to take them to the Super Bowl. Usually, if they go against any running team, they get gashed on nasty. I feel like any AFC opponent has a really good running back like in the playoffs right now.
Hmm.
Ravens have Lamar Jackson, so I don't see. Huh?
So that's basically a running back.
Yeah, exactly. I don't see the Packers. I see the Packers going to the championship, NFC. I would really like them to win the Super Bowl. I like the Packers. I like Aaron Rodgers. It'd be sick to see him get
So
one more ring.
you're going for them?
I'm going for the Seahawks.
Okay, going for the Seahawks, but you think the Saints will win. But you wouldn't be mad if Green Bay wins.
Nah, I wouldn't be mad if Green Bay won. I wouldn't be mad if Saints won, and I wouldn't be mad if Seahawks won.
Yeah. Um. So I actually think Green Bay is going to do it, only because I think Aaron Rodgers is having a crazy year, and I think he needs to get a second one.
If only they didn't draft the quarterback this year, huh? And got him an additional piece.
Uh, I'm going for. I guess I'm going for Green Bay, but
Yeah,
I'll always go for the Seahawks, just because they're probably my favorite NFC team. But I don't love any team besides the Raiders, so I'm gonna
yeah.
go. But Green Bay has the first round bye, obviously, because they came out on top. So we got the Saints versus the Bears.
I think the Saints are gonna dismantle the Bears on that one.
Close.
Yeah,
I think
it's
they get
not.
blown.
I think Trubisky's gonna get picked off on nasty.
Yeah, and probably sacked a lot. Or like, yeah,
Yeah,
I feel like it's gonna be rough. I feel like this game is not gonna be close. I mean,
but maybe he'll use it to show that he's a quarterback.
yeah, I mean the Bears shouldn't even have been in. They lost, but they got lucky because another team lost. So that's where it's tough. Like they're not even running on momentum right now. They literally just lost their last game.
I just like to see Khalil Mack go ham.
Yeah, yeah. If he balls out, I'm happy.
Yeah, win or lose. Yeah.
But anyways, this is a really good game coming up because it's the division game. You got the Rams versus the Seahawks.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be insane.
That's
Um,
the best game.
I think the Seahawks probably have it, but that one's kind of a toss up.
Toss up, bro. Rams
Yeah,
sometimes look really good. Like,
yeah, and then especially against the division, they
yeah,
usually play the Seahawks really tough. Even when they sucked, they would always beat the Seahawks like,
yeah.
at least once.
So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go Seahawks. I'm going for them, and I think they'll win. But that's a toss up.
It'll probably be a close game. What, 1917?
Come down to
Something
the wire.
stupid. Yeah, something stupid.
Yeah. And then we have Tom Brady and the Bucks versus the football team.
Jeez, yeah, that's
The
not fair.
football team is the only team to make it in the playoffs this year with a losing record.
Nice. I think the Bucks front, their defensive line is insane. It's gonna get to Alex Smith. The Washington football team's defense is pretty
Break
good, but huh? What was that? They're gonna break his leg?
or no?
No, I
You
hope
have to
not, dude.
over
That would
under.
suck. But yeah, and the Washington football team's defense is good. Their offense probably won't be able to help them out compared to the Buccaneers' offense and defense. So
Yeah, I don't think it's. I think it's another game that's not going to be close like the first one. I think the AFC matchups are much better than the NFC matchups so far.
yeah, dude, that the whole playoff like hunt was insane.
Yeah.
Like the records are so close, like on so many teams.
Well, that and I mean the worst team in the AFC is 11-5. I
Yeah,
mean the worst. You have a 7-9 on the NFC, a 8-8 in the NFC, and a 10-6. Like it's 3 teams that wouldn't make it even close in the AFC.
Yeah, I
But
know, but even like the teams that didn't make it in, their scores,
we're
their
better than.
record, yeah, it was right there. Dude.
I mean, the Raiders were 8-8. They would have made it in the NFC.
There was like a three-way tie, a four, five-way tie for like the longest time in the AFC. Like each team kept like shuffling back and forth.
Yeah. Well, Miami's 10-6, bro, and they didn't make it.
Yeah, exactly. That's crazy. That sucks.
Yeah.
I kind of wanted them to go. It would have been nice.
So the teams that didn't make it that had a winning or tied record was Miami and the Raiders, 10-6 and 8-8, and then the Chargers was 7-9. New England was 7-9. Everyone else is trash, but yeah, that's crazy, bro.
That's all the teams. Yeah,
Yeah, and then Arizona that didn't make it was 8-8. They needed to beat the Rams, so yeah,
yeah. It seems like the AFC is going to be better games at least this first week.
yeah, yeah. Besides the Seahawks Rams, other than that, the other games aren't really good. Doesn't seem like they will.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
but
if it becomes Green Bay Saints, that's a crazy game.
yeah, that'd be insane. So yeah, that's the NFL picture right now, guys. I
Yes,
hope you guys liked the review.
yeah,
This is last time we're gonna do in-depth one like this, pretty much.
yeah. Until the next time. Like
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Because there's half the teams and the Raiders aren't gonna play, so
Yeah, they're not gonna be.
people send us a Seahawks jersey, they send us a Browns jersey, a
Yeah,
Titans jersey,
yeah,
and a Packers jersey to to wear during the games.
yeah.
Would you wear it?
Yeah, I'd wear it.
I just wear a Raider hat or something.
Yeah, no, I'd wear it. As long as it's a good player, a player I like, I'd wear
Yeah, Mason Rudolph.
it. If it was Rudolph, if it was Christmas, I'd wear Rudolph.
Yeah. OBJ. What about well? Because I'm waiting for the Browns. That's what I'm trying to think. OBJ,
I'd wear OBJ for sure, even though he's not gonna play. But
a Landry, a Chubb. I don't think I'd wear one that says Chubb.
yeah, no, Chubb, no way, no way.
Titans, a Derrick Henry one would be sick.
Just wear a Carl Joseph Raider jersey.
Yeah, for real. Carl Joseph. Or Carl Joseph. Nah, I'd rather get OBJ. They're gonna get me a brown one.
Yeah,
Uh, a Derrick Henry one would be sick if if they sent you a Henry one.
Patrick Mahomes.
Ah,
Wearing the Chiefs jersey, no way.
dude, nah, hell no.
Too far, huh? That's too far.
Yeah, it's too far. Aaron Rodgers one would be sick for the
Hey,
Packers.
sick.
That's the Seahawks. DK Metcalf.
Yeah, I'll take
Uh,
Metcalf. I'll take a Russell Wilson. I'll take a
Russell
Bobby
Wilson's sick.
Wagner.
It's just everyone has a Wilson one. Yeah, Bobby Wagner would be clean too. He's the OG too.
Yeah, OG.
I'd probably take a Metcalf just because that feels crazy. Just he's
Yeah,
huge.
no, for sure. And then I would take a Kamara, Alvin Kamara.
Like Kamara. Yeah. Not Michael Thomas.
No.
Yeah, Kamara or I'd probably take Kamara. Maybe a Breeze, just because Breeze is an OG.
Yeah.
A Murray. Latavius Murray.
Yeah, Latavius. What about the Rams, bro? Aaron Donald?
Aaron Donald for sure. Yeah, that's like a no-brainer. We Jared Goff.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to rock that.
And then the Bears, bro, you got to rock the
The
Mac.
Khalil Mack. Yeah.
Bucks.
Yeah. The Bucks. Not Tom Brady.
I might just rock the maybe
Rock the Gronk.
I'll probably rock the Mike Evans.
Mike Evans, just because he's the OG on that team too.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough. I don't know. What about the football team?
Alex Smith.
Nah, I'm going with Chase Young, bro. I'll go with the rookie,
Yeah.
the lineman, for sure.
No, I wouldn't get an Alex Smith one because knowing my curse,
Yeah,
he'd break his leg.
yeah.
Dude, I get an Aaron Rodgers one. He gets hurt.
What about the Colts?
Rivers?
Nah.
No, I don't have.
I guess I would just get like maybe T.Y. Hilton or the rookie running back that just ran for 200.
Yeah, I'd probably get a TY just because he's an OG too.
Yeah. Bills, Josh,
Bills, Josh. I'd probably get Josh Allen
either
just
Josh
because.
Allen or Stephon Diggs. One of those for me.
Yeah,
You get Josh Allen, I'll get Diggs while we watch the
yeah,
game.
for sure. Sounds clutch.
The Steelers,
Big Bang. Nah.
I might just go with Judy.
TJ.
Honestly.
I'll go with TJ.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah. I think he led the league in sacks this year.
Yeah, I'd get him.
Uh, the Ravens,
The Ravens. Probably Lamar.
yeah, you got to go with Lamar Jackson.
Yeah. I'd have the jersey that everyone else has.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's all the teams though. I think.
So if anyone wants to send a jersey of them out, go for it. You guys can go ahead and send them to us. I'll rock it while the game's on.
Yeah, you guys know every player we want from every team, so
Yeah.
send that our way and we'll rock it. We'll actually do a live stream while the game's on and rock it, so you guys can see us.
Wait, who's the Ravens kicker?
The Ravens kicker, I don't know.
Isn't he like clutch? Isn't he like really good?
The Ravens kicker. Let me see if I can find him real quick.
I'm trying to remember his name. I probably wouldn't mind his if I'm
Oh
thinking about the
yeah,
right guy.
OG, Justin Tucker.
Justin Tucker, yeah. I wouldn't mind a Justin Tucker one either. If I get a Ravens one.
Yeah. What about a Johnny Townsend, the punter? He was a Raider, wasn't he?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I think a Justin Tucker would be sick. That was pretty dope.
Yeah.
And I feel like not everyone has, well, a lot of Ravens fans probably have it.
Yeah.
I never got a Janikowski one, and that's kind of sad.
I mean, you still can
He was
get
like
one.
he was like the best Raider we had.
Yeah, of all time.
Gro- Me growing up.
Yeah. And he was the first round pick, I think.
Yeah, and he was clutch. Like, and he partied
And he did coke.
on the field.
Yeah.
Not that's all.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
That's the episode.
well, yeah, I hope you guys liked that show.
Yeah. If you
Make
did,
sure to catch. Go for it. I didn't hear what you said.
I don't say if you guys did enjoy it, definitely drop a like because that helps us grow. Subscribe, if you haven't already. That also helps us grow. You become a top 3 viewer. We got 2 shows that we do.
We got 2 shows.
Oh.
One for the bitches and one for those.
Yeah. So if you guys are new and you guys haven't checked out other podcasts that we do before this one that comes out after, you can check.
But might come before.
Top 3 views. That's the podcast. This is Top 3 Sports. And yeah, and you can also go to the description below, find another podcast if you just can't get enough of us. And it's a Why Not Me podcast hosted by Jerry.
If you don't know, I host it. I boast on it. I toast on it. I do the most on it.
Yeah.
And sometimes I go ghost on it because I have these other guests on there that I interview them about their careers, their jobs,
Yeah.
their hobbits, their hobbies. And yeah, we find out what they do, how they do it, how they got started, what makes them want to do it. Just pretty much stuff you might want to do or something that inspires you to do something. We have podcasters talking to podcasters. It's all via Zoom. It's live, so you can ask questions, you can comment, you can talk to the community, you can be part of the community. So make sure you go check that out. You can also check out Matt's channel.
Yep, we got some vlogs over there. Piece of Us vlogs. If you guys are into watching vlogs, we just have the standard type vlogs, I guess. The last one, or no, the one we did that you guys should watch though is us trying the world's hottest gummy bear. It did not go well for your boy. Did not go well. I had to throw up. And yeah, you guys can just watch it. You guys can just watch that. But there's also a film channel where we review movies and TV shows and stuff like that. So if you guys are into movies, TV shows, and all that kind of stuff, you can check that out as well.
Matt didn't mention that keep an eye out for one of the upcoming episodes. Your boy is going to be making a cameo.
Yeah, you guys can be able to. Yeah, so again, if you guys didn't watch our Top 3 Views podcast, we talked a little bit about his move to Washington over there. So check out that podcast. You can see all about his journey he went on. It was quite a journey. And
Follow all our socials.
yeah, follow the socials. And we'll be dropping a vlog a little bit about a little portion of his journey when he came back to California for a day. But yeah, follow the socials. Like I said, comment down below your thoughts on any of these things that we talked about, your thoughts on how the NFL season ended for your team, or if it hasn't ended, maybe you guys are in the playoffs, who knows? But just let us know down below all your thoughts on that kind of stuff.
All right, sounds good. I hope you guys comment. Let us know who you guys think. Who do you want to win, or who do you think is going to win each division, and who do you want to win, or not each division, each conference. Sorry. So yeah, let us know. Same thing. We said who we thought we was going to win, and then we said who we're rooting for. So whether it is your favorite team, which is awesome, that'd be best, obviously. But if your team's out, just let us know. We're not bandwagoning. We're not hopping off the Raiders train. We're always gonna be Raiders fans, but
Oh, for
it
sure.
it's just it's our team's out. So
I didn't get it tatted on my cheeks for no reason.
here, I got my tat right here.
Yeah, but that's gonna be the show, fellas and women. If you guys are watching this, women. We'll catch you guys next week with
Yes.
another good episode.
Yep. I'm Jerry.
Nah, man.
And this is Top 3 Sports.
Later.
Peace.